lot.
Today, John Havlicek, still playing with the enthusiasm of a rookie in this his 16th and final season, leads the Celtics, who are really starting to come on, against Kevin Porter and the New Jersey Nets. A team tough to beat in their home arena. Friday night, Kevin Porter set an all-time NBA record with 29 assists in a single game. They're coming up today.
NBA on CBS. Today's game is sponsored by Light Beer, everything you always wanted in a beer and less. All the new 1978 Chevrolets, now at your Chevy dealers everywhere. And by the General Motors Parts Division.
This is the Rutgers Athletic Center, Piscataway, New Jersey, home of the New Jersey Nets, where today they meet the Boston Celtics. Hello, everyone. I'm Don Crickey. This is former NBA great Gus Johnson. Gus, the Celtics have the pressure on them now to make the playoffs, but they are starting to play well.
Don, they got off to a very slow start. They've been plagued by injuries, and they picked up some very interesting ball players, mainly Kermit Washington, who can do an outstanding job on the inside for them. Plus, they've got the last quarter of the season in their favor.
They do. The scheduling favors the Celtics down the stretch. During one run, they have 9 of 10 at home. Their people are very optimistic. Boston will again be in the playoffs, but they've got to keep winning, and it's not easy to do here. These New Jersey Nets play tough in this building. There are the starting lineups. Sid Wicks and Cornbread Maxwell at the forwards for Boston. Collins will jump center. Havlicek and Bing in the back line for the New Jersey Nets. Hughes, Bassett, King, Porter, and Williamson. The Celtics in green. The tip is controlled, and Tim Bassett comes up with the ball for New Jersey. Big power forward out of the University of Georgia. Here is John Williamson, who has picked up the Nets considerably since returning to them from Indiana. Howard Porter takes it right through, but picks it off to John Williamson, and Bassett follows the ball up and good.
That's what Bassett's got to do. He's got to go in and play that power rebounding forward and put that ball back in the hole for him.
Now, that's what the New Jersey Net coaches, Kevin Lockery and Rod Thorne, say they've got to do. They've got to play the boards hard to stay with Boston. They can shoot with them. They've got to keep the balance on the boards. Now John Havlicek draws a shooting foul, so he'll go to the free throw line. He'll be honored here at halftime. I guess he gets honored now, Gus, everywhere he goes. And well, he should be.
Well, I'll tell you, after 16 years, I think the man deserves it. He's done a lot of outstanding things for basketball.
Foul was on Kim Hughes. Havlicek, with his first assist today, will have be the 6th player in the history of the league to get 6,000 assists. Dave Bing featuring Kevin Porter. Porter's so very quick. And he finds an open lane along the baseline of the court, and Kevin Porter takes right through.
That's what makes him so tough. He can penetrate and give the ball off, and it takes the pressure off of John Williamson.
Sid Wicks goes down low to Bing. And the ball will come back inbounds to the New Jersey Nets. Williamson, who has the ball, is almost ambidextrous. He can almost shoot equally well with either hand. That's why he's so very difficult to stop.
Very strong man. He knows where he wants to go with that ball.
Bernard King is rejected by Sidney Wicks. And as King goes baseline, he loses the ball. This is the first-year player out of Tennessee who is really impressing people.
Well, Sidney's kind of big for Bernard to take him down on the baseline and try to shoot the ball straight in his face without making a move.
Yeah, Bernard is a 6'7", and Sidney's a 6'9".
There's a man right there that gives them all the trouble they need. Is Dave Collins.
They're concerned about Collins. The New Jersey Nets, if they have one major weakness, it's at center. Collins plays them awful tough. Had his best game of the season, 36 points back in January against these Nets. Quick flip by Havlicek into Maxwell. Back down low from Wicks to Maxwell. Celtics moving the ball around nicely, but there's a 3-second violation.
Well, I think there they did a little much too passing there, or they overpassed this time.
Another thing you were talking, Gus, about the scheduling favors in the Celtics down the stretch. They're also going to have JoJo White back. He's been out since January 29th. He's getting set to come back. Rowe should be back. Boswell will be back. He's been out 3 weeks with a broken finger. Collins takes it off the defensive board as the roll doesn't go for the Nets.
John Williams, he's pressing the shot a little hard right now. If he'll wait, it'll come to him.
Havlicek out-hustles Williamson to the basketball. And Sidwick sets it up again. The Celtics playing a nice team game now. Everybody's in the ball game. Everybody touching the ball.
Very patient. They're moving the ball around. They're getting the open man, and there Collins come up with the 2 points.
That's the second field goal, and the Celtics are up 6-4. Bernard King, who's a very quick shooter, and he has the ability to put a different trajectory on it depending on the defense. He can shoot a line drive or a high arcer. Not many can. Wicks just works harder and gets it for Boston.
I think Sidney knew exactly what he wanted to do that time. He shot that ball with intentions of not making it and following it back in for the 2 points.
Now Kevin Porter takes a look inside. He's a dancer. He can sneak in, but he cannot get the shot to go. Picked up by Wicks. Outlet goes to Bing. Here come the Celtics, but there are 4 nets back to shut off the break. And the foul call on New Jersey. Foul is on Kevin Porter. That's his first personal foul. The Celtics are in the lead 8-4 here at the Rutgers Athletic Center in Piscataway, New Jersey. Don Quickie with Gus Johnson as Bing guns it, hits it for Boston.
They look very well right now, Don. They're moving the ball just like the old Celtics, and they're getting the shots that they want.
They are moving the ball very well, Boston. Porter takes it in. Ball was tipped. Havlicek up with it. 2 men go down. A third goes down, and Tim Bassett gets the ball for the Nets. To Kevin Porter, who slides it out to Williamson. John Williamson arcs in his first field goal, and the Nets are back to within 4.
Super John, that's what they call him here.
Well, he can score. He can really score. As soon as he came back from Indiana, this Net team really started to go. They can beat anybody in this building. Basket is nullified. Havlicek wants a...
Here's an instant replay right here. He takes a shot right here, and it's followed in by Bassett, I believe, who tapped that ball in for them.
Yeah. It should count.
Yes.
You can score for the other team if you're so inclined.
Yes.
Hugh Evans, one of the officials, along with Ed Middleton, gets a foul call inside. This one goes against Dave Bing, his first.
The thing is, what the Nets are doing now is they don't have anybody on the inside that can score for them. They have to depend on perimeter jump shots or having Kevin Porter penetrating to the hoop and giving it up.
Cornbread Maxwell, a rookie out of Carolina, Charlotte, gets the rebound. Here come the Celtics, moving on the break, and Dave Bing takes it right down the lane.
It looks like poetry in motion. When they're moving the ball like that, hitting the open man, it's tough to beat them.
You talk to these Celtics now, and to their management people. Red Auerbach is here today. A lot of optimism in their camp. They think they're going to be a real tough club if they make the playoffs, and they think they're going to make the playoffs.
Well, if they continue at the rate they're going, they'll be right there in the end.
A lot of old pros in there. Bing is one. There's another. Havlicek. Wicks outworks Bernard King to the basketball. Last touch by a New Jersey player, and so the ball is inbounds to the Celtics.
Sidney's playing perhaps some of the finest ball that he's played since he's been here with the Celtics, and I think maybe he's found a home now.
Yeah, Wicks is fitting in much better. He's moving the ball around, coming in and out more. Cornbread Maxwell, the rookie, follows it up, and the Celtics have their biggest lead, an 8-point advantage. Right now, Kevin Lockery wants to counsel his team, so the New Jersey Nets call a timeout as the Boston Celtics, with a very, very astute team game. Smart basketball, open up a quick 14-point scoring and take the lead.
Outward bound, Rota, Spain. The Navy. See your local recruiter or call toll-free. It's not just a job, it's an adventure.
I'm Tom T. Hall, here to tell you about Bonanza specials available on 1978 Chevy fleet-side pickups. With this option package, Bonanza pickups are priced $350 less than if you ordered everything separately. It includes air conditioning, gauges, automatic transmission, power steering, comfort tilt wheels, special trim, and more. So get all the Bonanza packs now at participating Chevy dealers. And bring your friends.
You know, I think I liked you better as a frog. As a frog, you had a much smoother face. Prince, didn't you ever hear Palmolive Rapid Shave? While you were away, they improved it. Palmolive Rapid Shave is thicker and lusher than ever. Feels good while you shave. Feels good after.
Improved Palmolive Rapid Shave in 3 refreshing fragrances. And now Irish Spring fragrance, too.
What do you say now, Prince?
Ribbit.
Ribbit?
On the CBS Tuesday night movies, Clint Eastwood is back as Dirty Harry.
What does a girl have to do to go to bed with you?
Try knocking on the door. When the job is dirty, they call on Harry. Magnum Force, Tuesday at 9, 8 Central and Mountain. Due to mature theme, viewer discretion advised.
Back at the Rutgers Athletic Center in New Jersey, the Boston Celtics came out quick. Put up 14 points and have taken an 8-point lead with 6:49 to go in the first quarter. A good, solid team game, Gus, as you mentioned.
I'd sure say that. They're only giving the Nets one shot at the hoop, and right now it's 8-3 as far as rebounding is concerned in favor of the Celtics.
Kim Hughes coming out high with Collins against him. Here is Kevin Porter. They're doubling up on him, trying to keep him from penetrating, blockading the lane, and now Collins gets the outlet up court to Bing. Foot race, lead to Havlicek. Well, I tell you, one thing I've always admired about Havlicek over the years, I don't think I've ever seen a guy, regardless
Coming
of what
back,
the
Collins gets a rebound here and lets it out to Bing. Bing penetrates to the hoop, finds Havlicek. Havlicek goes to the hoop, lays it up, and he gets fouled on the play.
Nobody goes to the hoop harder than Havlicek. He didn't care who's coming at him, or he didn't back off. There is George Johnson, a big rejecter, a shot blocker. The Celtics have a big overmatch at center. The two New Jersey centers, George Johnson and Kim Hughes, they have a big problem staying with Dave Cowens.
Well, right now I think it was a smart move by Coach Lockwood to put George in the game because they need something to stop the Celtics from scoring inside. They're beating them inside.
Yeah. They're getting a lot of those inside shots simply because they're down the court faster. The Celtics are running very well. Here is Bernard King arcing it up. Collins again screens out and takes the rebound. Passing lanes are filled, and Bing then elects to go to Havlicek. Collins, 25-foot shot.
When the big guy stands out there in concert, you can almost guarantee he's going to get that 2 points.
He's got 6. And the Celtics have opened up an 18-6 lead. George Johnson gets a free shot. And again, Collins takes a defensive board.
They do look short, very short.
Big factor early also is the New Jersey Nets are getting 1 shot, and then the Celtics get the ball. Unless they knock it down, the Celtics have it. No second shots for New Jersey. Collins is tearing it up here. He's got 8 points, and all of a sudden, the Celtics have opened up a 14-point lead.
Well, somebody ripped his warm-up jacket off in practice the other day, so maybe he sees it in the stands or something, and he's going mad.
Bernard King.
Earl the Pearl shot right there. Dippity-doo-doo.
We have a brief timeout, so Havlicek can get his footwear back in order.
Meanwhile, getting back to Collins, he's 4 for 4, and I think he has 4 rebounds already in the game.
All off the defensive board.
Yes, yes.
The Nets picked up their point production when John Williamson came back because it meant that they couldn't double team Bernard King. He was getting double teamed every game. And with another guy that could score, took some of the pressure off Williamson and off Porter.
I think he's glad to be here.
Maxwell looks to the hoop. Collins and King crashed into each other.
Boy, for a small forward, King was up here. He got the first end of the deal. Right here's a pass inside. Maxwell makes a move to the hoop. Goes up strong. Collins is right here with King, but he fouls him.
Yep. Collins crashed into King, so the call is against Dave Collins, his first personal foul. Porter really has the ball a lot of the time. Bernard King's going to go one-on-one with Sidney Wicks.
Well, it wasn't a bad move. They took advantage of Collins. Collins was out playing Kevin Porter on the top of the free throw lane, so he took the ball inside. And there's where he looks for his assist from, too.
Bernard King would be a senior at Tennessee this year. He came out as a hardship after his junior year. He is from Brooklyn. His brother, Albert King, was the most sought-after high school basketball player in the country last year. Bernard King was standout, led the Southeast Conference in scoring all 3 years at Tennessee. Sidney Wick. John Williamson waits for the formation to unfold as they fill the lanes. Bassett takes the ball. And Williamson, he can hit it from there. Did not get it to go there. Got a track meet going here now, Gus.
Wasn't a very smart shot for John to take. I know that's his shot. He can shoot it from out there, but it wasn't a good one.
Celtics are cordoning off that lane very nicely. Bernard King slides on by, gets the pick, and takes it in.
That's what they've got to do. They've got to create more movement. They've got too many men standing around watching Bernard King and Kevin Porter and John Williamson shoot the ball.
Collins just wants it.
He knows he's got it inside, and he's left it, and where he's getting the advantage is the man's letting him have that position. He should force him out of there so he can't have that shot.
He's got 10 already, does Dave Collins, and the Celtics have an 11-point lead. George Johnson is not an outside shooter. They're giving him the shot. Collins is backing right off. George Johnson is 0 for 2 from 15 feet. Havlicek coming down low, back to Collins. He heads right in. George Johnson's playing way off Collins, too. He's staying around the board.
Yeah, but he can't give Dave that shot, though. Good pass. This is the thing that makes Kevin Porter an exceptional ball player. Here he is. Here he is penetrating right here. Pulls Collins over, lays the ball off to Johnson, who gets fouled on the play.
Sid Wicks comes out of the game, and Kermit Washington goes in. There is Kermit Washington.
And he can help this ball club out tremendously because he can go to the offensive board, he can go to the defensive board, and he takes a lot of pressure off of Dave Collins.
George Johnson puts up the 12th point of the game, his first. It's a 22-12 game, Boston. Cross court to Kermit Washington, right to the basket. Washington gets a shot.
He took that one in like he knew what he was doing with it. Very easy.
Came in cold and threw up the hook that goes. Three-second violations. One problem the Nets have here, Gus, one guy has the ball too much. Kevin Porter might be able to assist a lot of people, but he's got the ball too much in this game. It's still a five-man game, and right now the Celtics are demonstrating that as they lead 24-12.
Like your GM car?
Yeah.
Want to keep that great GM feeling?
We sure do.
Then shake hands with Mr. Goodwrench. He's dedicated to improved customer care at more than 6,000 participating GM dealers.
You want genuine GM parts. You want your car fixed right, on time. That's what I want, too. Caring about your GM car helps keep me in business.
Keep that great GM feeling with genuine GM parts.
We're the Van Arsdales, Tom and Dick. We're identical twins, and we drink identical beers. Light beer from Miller. We love it. The best thing about light beer is it's less filling. Great taste. Less filling. It's got a third less calories than the regular beer. Great taste, Tom. Less filling. And I'm not Tom. You are. I'm Dick. You think you are, but you never were.
Light beer from Miller. Everything you always wanted in a beer, and less.
Save during the 23rd Magnavox annual sale. Big price cuts on color television, even touch-tune models. Big price cuts on color portables, too. Save on Magnavox Decorator Stereo and more. Chances are what you want is on sale. So come on down to the big Magnavox annual sale today. Last week of the Magnavox annual sale is on now. Last chance for these once-a-year savings from Magnavox.
Following the game, stay tuned for the Jackie Gleason Inverary Classic.
With Gus Johnson, this is Don Crickey back at the Rutgers Athletic Center in Piscataway, New Jersey. The Boston Celtics playing a sound game. You can't play any better, really, than they've been playing. They've just done everything right, shooting very well, and particularly moving the ball very well. And they've opened up a 12-point lead with 2:39 to play in the first quarter.
And the stats show it at center. Cowens is out rebound both centers, Hughes and Johnson.
Dave Bing shooting confidently from 20 feet away, and Bing has 6 to go with Cowens 10, and the Celtics up their lead to 14.
He's did a super job since JoJo White's been missed. He's did a fine job for him. He's took over the floor journaling, and he's directed the traffic, and he's averaging 17 points a game for him.
Yeah, Bing is playing real nice basketball.
Very good.
Now for a report on the Portland-Chicago game, let's go to Brent Musburger and Keith Erickson in Chicago.
Welcome to those of you who've joined us who've been watching the Nets against the Celtics. Here in Chicago, it's the world champion Portland Trail Blazers with Bill Walton firing up a miss. Hollins with control. Blazers lead Chicago 21-16. Holland with the ball for Chicago. Maurice Lucas not playing, back in Portland because of an injury. So too is Larry Steele. With Dave Twardzik out, Jack Ramsey is down to 8 men. Taken away on the steal. Here's Hollins. Pass it off to Corky Calhoun, and the Blazers pick up that easy fast break basket off the turnover.
Turnovers at this point, Brent, hurting Chicago. They have 7. Portland only has 2.
Chicago has been sloppy here the last couple of minutes. Artis Gilmore and Bill Walton. Foul called as Gilmore went up with 1:25 to go in the first quarter. It's the Portland Trail Blazers 23 and Chicago 16.
This is really a big play in this game. This is Walton's second foul. Now watch, look at Gilmore.
And we welcome you back to New Jersey. This is Don Criqui with Gus Johnson. Our score is 28-12 as Havlicek hits a pair of free throws. The Celtics are in the lead. We have 1:34 left to go in the first quarter. Very little has happened since we went away to look at Portland and Chicago. We'll be updating other games, including Milwaukee at New Orleans. Kevin Porter, as they drop off, the Celtics are cordoning off that lane, and Porter takes the shot over it.
Well, it tells you something right there. That's how far out they have to go to get a shot.
Cowens just outworks people. Oh, he's killing them. Big Red is killing him. He's got 12.
He's 6 for 7 from the floor. He's doing a super job on the boards.
The 3 previous games between these two teams have been very close. The Celtics won 1 at home in overtime, won a close game over New Jersey at Hartford, and lost here at Piscataway, New Jersey. So
another thing that's hurting him right now is John Williamson. He's only 1 for 6 from the floor. You know, he's pressuring himself. All he has to do is relax and let it come to him.
Just saw Sat Sanders and K.C. Jones, the Celtic coaches. The brain trot, Kermit walking in. That's the rebound up court to Bing, and now to Havlicek. Takes a look at Dave Bing. Bing is content to play away as long as they stay off him. Now they switched Tim Bassett over on him. Somebody can move a little better with him.
Very good move by Washington here. He goes to the baseline, comes back across with a lazy hook, draws a foul on him.
Kermit Washington out of American University led the nation in rebounding as a senior. The foul was on George Johnson. Now, as the team just isn't getting it done, Kevin Lockery, the Nets coach, sends in a wholesale substitution. Ben Bredikoff comes in the game, as does Ed Jordan, and also in the game, Kim Hughes is back in. So
I think what Kevin's doing now, he's looking for some changes. He's looking for some quickness. He's looking for some offense, and that's just what he needs.
Yeah, when you're down by 17 in the first quarter, you're looking for anything you can get.
And if you can't get your main people to score for you, you got to do something. You got to go to that bench.
Porter takes it inside again. This time he's going to look at the dish off. Kevin Porter takes it in himself, and he now has 6 points. A 32-16 game. Boston in the lead. Celtics winding the game clock down. Then Bredikoff comes over and doubles up on the ball. But the Celtics play the overmatch very well. Washington is called for a travel.
Anticipation. I think he saw the 3 points or the 2 points right here, and he just couldn't get the ball together. He was shooting before he got it up.
16 seconds left to go. Havlicek goes for the steal. Can't get through to Porter. Back to Eddie Jordan, who played here at Rutgers. And Jordan, a real quick guard, knocks it down, and Kevin Lockery now says, push the ball, pressure the ball, don't let him get a good shot. Deng fires up a hope. It does not go. And so, the first quarter comes to an end as the Boston Celtics roll up a 32-18 lead, led by Dave Cowens, who hit 6 field goals in that first quarter for 12 points. Boston hitting on all 8 here.
See what's new today.
Introducing the third generation Monte Carlo. The third generation of a highly successful personal luxury car. Its highly original styling opens new dimensions in affordable luxury and in comfort. With more rear seat headroom, legroom, and hip room than last year's Monte Carlo. The third generation Monte Carlo. Drive it and put a little distance between yourself and the crowd.
Zebco puts it on the line with the Zebco Omega 33 XPL. Smooth, powerful ball-bearing drive, ultra-sensitive drag, and an interchangeable handle for right or left-hand retrieve. The Zebco Omega 33 XPL. Just one of the Zebco Omegas. Made in America by Zebco. The folks you fish with.
Control is very important in the game of basketball. And control is vital in the game of life, especially when you're dealing with high blood pressure. Right now, I'm having my blood pressure checked. That's the only way to tell if it's high. If it is high, I'll follow my doctor's advice to control it.
It's normal, Tom.
Good. For more information, ask your American Heart Association. I'm Tom Borwinkle. Remember, we're fighting for your life.
An announcement from the American Heart Association in cooperation with the NBA.
With Gus Johnson, this is Don Criqui back at Rutgers Athletic Center in New Jersey. As you see, the Boston Celtics have opened up a 32-18 lead after the first 12 minutes of play. As we start the second quarter, we see Kevin Stakem coming in the game for Boston. He'll be teamed up with Kermit Washington. Sidney Wicks is back in. John Havlicek and Dave Cowens in the game for the Nets. Bernard King, Kevin Porter, Ed Jordan, Jan Van Bredekoff, and Kim Hughes. Havlicek doesn't look like a 38, does he?
No, he doesn't. They call him the bionic check now.
Play the whole first quarter. Guns the ball up to Havlicek. Free is Kermit Washington. Has to make a football catch. And right back to Kevin Stakem. Celtics resurrected a couple of these New England backcourt players, a couple of Providence guys, Kevin Stakem and Ernie D.
And right now they're doing a pretty good job. Stakem's been playing fairly well for him the last couple of games.
He has. So is Di Gregorio.
Oh, yes. He can see.
Bernard King. What do they say about the guys who can search out that open man? Huh? He can see. Allen. What do we have here, guys?
Right here, they bring the ball into Cowens. He makes a move, baseline, fakes and goes back. He stutter steps here and gets a big man up in the air and goes right into him for the good play.
And we have a technical foul signal on Kevin Lockery.
Kevin's got all the right in the world. They're pounding his men pretty good down at the other end of the court. So sometimes a coach has to do that. Get that technical foul to try and change the tempo of this basketball game.
Kevin Lockery just got his 29th technical foul. His team doesn't lead the league, but he does in that department. Boy, the Celtics are working plays.
Well,
everybody's moving.
Down their front court has outscored the Nets front court. 24 points to a mere 12.
Havlicek comes around the top and drives it down. He has 9 points. It's 37-20 Boston. Porter is now going to the basket. Slipped out by Cowens up court to Stakem. Down low to Wicks. Kermit Washington gets the offensive rebound.
That's his thing right there. He loves that ball. That ball's gold to him. And when it hits the rim and comes off, he's after it.
Here's another whistle, stopping the clock with 10:34 to go in the first half. Kermit Washington just got a personal foul, his first for the game. the first of the second quarter against Boston, and so Ed Jordan will inbound the ball. Jan Van Bredikoff, who was Southeast Conference Player of the Year one season at Vanderbilt, fires up a shot that's far too long, and again the Celtics come away with the ball. Van Bredikoff rebounding nicely. Out to Porter. Jordan's on the right flank. Porter can really swivel in there. Can he in that lane?
I think that time he needed eyes in the back of his head, because if he'd have looked to his left, Van Bredikoff was wide open coming to the hoop.
Hughes tries the hook shot. Works hard. Can't get his rebound. And now we're going to have the ball come back inbound to the Boston Celtics. Cowan was hoping to be a Celtic out there, and there was. Slaps it back to Sidwicks, and here's Havlicek.
What can you say about the man? He just goes on and on and on.
Havlicek has 11 points as Don Chaney is getting set to come back. Going to come in for the first time. Porter shot to the basket. It was tipped away from behind by one of the Boston Celtics. And so right now we're going to have a timeout on the floor. We have 9:35 to play in the first half. The Boston Celtics open up the big lead in the first quarter. They're still holding to it as they're up 39-20.
We're saving $600.
We're saving.
This family has rented a Ryder truck
We're saving.
and moved 500 miles.
We're saving 600.
By packing and moving themselves, they saved a lot of money over what professional movers wanted. True, when you rent a Ryder truck, you have to do the work yourself.
We're saving 600.
But if you just keep repeating how much money you're saving, you'll be amazed how much lighter those cartons will seem.
We're saving $600.
Is Gillette Foamy thick and rich enough to stop this super sports car? No. Is Foamy thick and rich enough to support this lovely lady? No. Is Foamy thick and rich enough to hold up this husky hiker?
No. But if you want a clean, close shave, it's more than thick and rich enough.
One step closer. One step closer. One step closer. That's what Exxon people say. One step closer. At the end of every day, Exxon's dedicated to finding energy for you. Energy for America.
Next Saturday at 4:30 p.m. Eastern, CBS Sports Spectacular presents highlights of the all-new Chinichi Cup from Japan. Plus, the Score Off-Road Race of Champions with Parnelli Jones and Mickey Thompson competing. And we'll take a look at the newly crowned heavyweight champion, Leon Spinks. That's next Saturday at 4:30 Eastern, 3:30 Central and Pacific.
The Boston Celtics come back on the playing floor with 9:35 to go in the first half, and as you see, they've opened up a 19-point lead over the New Jersey Nets, 39-20.
They're red hot. They're shooting a blistering 60% from the floor and 1,000 from the line. So that's pretty tough to beat a team when they're playing you that tough and shooting the ball that well.
And they're also giving New Jersey one shot, like them. Celtics are owning a defensive board. Staken goes out to Chaney, and the Boston Celtics will set it up. I think they're going to probably elect now to go to a pattern game. Gus, they've got the big lead, and don't keep running when you're already way out.
Well, you can't relax in this game of basketball because the tempo changes very fast. So you have to kind of keep playing your game, but you can play conservative.
Well, there's no question they're going to keep running when they have the overmatch, but I think they're not. Early in the game, they were running even when they didn't have it. They were pushing the ball up hard.
I think Kevin caught the Hugh Evans making a foul and gave the call to Ed Middleton, and Kevin's kind of irate about that.
To the Portland-Chicago score. We'll be going back there for more live reports as the afternoon wears on. Cowan's coming out high. Now they have Kim Hughes on him. Kermit Washington works his way across the lane and hits the turnaround shot. He now has 6 points since coming off the bench. Celtics with their biggest advantage, a 21-point lead.
Can you believe they're 21 points ahead and they're applying a full-court press this early in the game? They want to win. They're trying to establish themselves right now and let everybody know that the Celtics are on their way back.
One thing, Sanders goes to his bench very often. He's putting a lot of people in, and all these combinations seem to be together.
Well, it's good because, you know, like the players, they get adjusted to coming in and out of the game, you know, and after a period of time, they learn what they can do and what they can't do. When they're in with a certain group, they know what they're expected of.
Well, last year, Phoenix didn't make the playoffs, as we all know, and this year they got the 4th best record in the league by playing 11 guys every game. They just shuffle people in and out, keep the press down all the time.
Well, the Nets have been playing now, and it's a solid 3 minutes, and they have not scored a hoop yet.
Again, Kevin Walker's up. He didn't think the Celtics got the ball over the midcourt line within the allotted 10 seconds.
It was a very close call. I was counting it with my own time here, and it was very close.
Now the ball comes back inbounds. Violation. Seems to be a pushing foul signal against Kermit Washington on the play. Porter goes out to Bernard King. A good head fake. Lost Kermit Washington. Shot can't go, and here's Ed Jordan. As Cornbread Maxwell's getting set to come back in. Now the Nets finally get a second chance at it. Evan Porter heading down to the lane, and there's a whistle and a foul call.
He's going into the land of giants, and it's pretty tough to come up with anything in there like that.
There is Cedric Maxwell, Cornbread Maxwell. The Celtics' #1 draft choice. Porter at the free throw line. Kevin Porter has either scored or assisted on upwards of 40% of the Nets' points since he was acquired from Detroit in November. 37% of the Nets' points he's figured in, either putting it in himself or assisting. He's averaging 10 assists a game. Don Chaney comes down court on the fly, and the Boston Celtics again annex a 19-point lead. Now the Nets start to heat it up as Bernard King comes back the other way.
But that's all they're getting is perimeter jumpers. The only one that's penetrating is Kevin Porter or Bernard King.
Boston's locked them out inside. They see Porter with the ball. The Celtics are just dropping into the lane. Got nowhere to go.
Excellent move here by Sidney Wicks. He fakes one way, rolls back the other way, and shoots a jumper. Jordan fouls him on it.
There's John Williamson back in the game. At the free throw line is Sidney Wicks for the Boston Celtics.
John's having his problems out here this afternoon. He's been very cold. He's 1 for 6 from the floor, and I'm sure that he'll get on track though.
Wicks is a 14-point-a-game scorer this season at Boston. Loose ball foul is signaled against Dave Collins. And now Ernie DiGregorio gets set to come into the game. Collins has 2 personal fouls. There's Ernie D.
Plus, I think right along and now, they could give Dave well, he's going to get that well-deserved rest that I was just going to mention. He's played super in the first quarter and the last few minutes here in this quarter, and I think he deserves this rest.
He came in for Stakem. Here's Kermit Washington going back in, lining up along the free throw line. Sid Wicks on the other side. DiGregorio was taken on a 10-day basis by the Celtics. Took a look at him, liked him, signed him for the rest of the season.
And I think he's going to help them because the young man can see he's not shooting the ball very well right now. Maybe he feels a little uncomfortable, but I think he'll keep the offense moving around out there, and they know that he can give them the open pass, so they'll look for that.
Towns got himself decked out in a little shawl there. Keep the chill February air off him.
That's only the second hoop that they've had inside by big men, Johnson or Hughes, on their team from the center.
Ernie D is in a fight for the ball. It'll come back inbounds to Boston. That was Hughes' first field goal of the game. And now the Boston Celtics want to set up as it looks like the New Jersey Nets are going to press the ball. So we have 7 minutes left to play in the first half. The score is the Celtics 44, the Nets 28. We'll be back in a moment.
Yeah, Buck.
I just went to another bar and asked for light beer for Miller.
Yeah?
They said, sorry, Buck, we don't have it.
They didn't have it?
No. I don't want some beer that's going to fill me up.
No.
I want light. Tastes great.
Right.
Has a third less calories than a regular beer.
Yeah.
And, man, it's less filling. You think I'm going to the other bar again? No way. From now on, the buck stops here.
Light beer from Miller. Everything you always wanted in a beer, and less.
The Hilton Rainbow Service welcome. Look for it on your next business trip. In the nation's capital, it's minutes from Pennsylvania Avenue at the Washington Hilton. In Los Angeles, you'll find Rainbow Service near the Civic Center at the Los Angeles Hilton. While in San Francisco, it's just a cable car ride from almost anywhere. Hilton Rainbow Service. You'll find it at the heart of every Hilton, in the heart of most every city.
Let the Hilton Rainbow brighten your day. See what's new today in a Chevrolet.
Chevy's all-new Malibu has all kinds of good news for here and now. Good news about fuel economy. 29 miles per gallon here on the highway, 21 here in the city. It's here and now. There's also good news about room here on the inside, here in the trunk. It's here and now. The all-new Malibu. It's here at your Chevy dealers now.
On the CBS Tuesday night movies, Clint Eastwood is back as Dirty Harry.
What does a girl have to do to go to bed with you?
Try knocking on the door. When the job is dirty, they call on Harry. Magnum Force, Tuesday at 9, 8 Central and Mountain. Due to mature theme, viewer discretion advised.
Got super fans all over the league. He's got to give the Nets more help than they've received so far. Boston's not giving them any help. 44-28 Celtics in the second quarter. Don Quickie with Gus Johnson as Cheney comes around behind the pick, fires up a long one. Couple of Nets contend for it. Johnson and Van Bredekoff, and now Kevin Porter has the ball to quarterback the team. He's up against DeGregorio. Now for a report on the Milwaukee-New Orleans game, let's go to Frank Gleaver and John McLaughlin in New Orleans.
And we welcome those of you watching the Boston-New Jersey game this afternoon to our contest here in New Orleans. New Orleans in white. The Jazz just got the rebound, and they lead Milwaukee by 3, 42-39. Truck Robinson getting his own rebound and collecting 2 more.
That's the old trick, throw it up and get it back, and he did it very nicely then. The Jazz starting to run a little bit.
Frank Gleaver here along with John McLaughlin. Jazz 44, Bucks 39. 6 minutes left in the first half. Dave Myers. Scrap for the rebound underneath, and New Orleans owns it.
The Bucks having some difficulty scoring from the field, but they're 15 for 17 from the line, and that's really what got them the lead early, but now they've fallen behind.
So the Jazz, always tough in the Superdome, up by 5. They've got a 2-game winning streak going here since they've come home. Griffin. Paul Griffin now has 10 points. Jazz 46, Bucks 39.
We have 5:50 to play in the first half. Here come the Nets on the run. They trail 45-28. Kevin Porter to the basket. Up and over. 6'8" Kermit Washington.
When he's got it going, I'm telling you, he's something exciting to watch. He just turns me on.
He's so inventive with the ball. Very, very proficient. He's always doing new things. You're not quite sure what he's going to do, even when he's up in the air with it. Hornbread Maxwell fighting inside with George Johnson, and they'll jump it up. Porter's now got 12 points, Gus. 12.
One thing Ernie's got to do is, like I think Kevin's already told him, anytime he comes into a corner to double team him, twice now he's brought the ball in the corner and they double team him. That's for the simple fact he's a little man and he cannot see up over those towering arms.
Johnson gets the tip. Again, they go right to Porter with the ball. They want him to set it up. George Johnson up against, trying to pick off Ernie D as Porter comes off him. Johnson gets the rebound out to Porter. Back to Bernard King. And the Nets are starting to work their way back into the game. They were down, you'll recall, by 21 points early in the second quarter. Now it's Bernard King scoring 10 points. They're down by 13. Williamson puts his head down, kicks it off to Porter, feeds off to Bernard King. Good basketball.
I'll tell you, they're going to give him a bus check as he ran all the way from home base.
Basket goes, and now they start to come alive here at Rutgers as the New Jersey Nets get a running game going and now get back in the game. Let's watch that again.
Right here, here's a pass going into him, and he ran all the way with this one. Good play.
As he beats Washington to the basket, and so it is now a 45-34 game. The Celtics 21-point lead cut to 11.
You're the Pepsi generation.
I never won anything before.
Man, it's always the first time. Come and have a Pepsi day. Come on and make this day a celebration. Come on and join the Pepsi generation. Come on and have a Pepsi day.
Leslie Caron for Color Track by RCA.
In Gigi, my brooch was blue, the leaves were green, and my gown was lavender lace. If these colors don't look right to you, you should know about Color Track from RCA. Getting the color right is what Color Track is all about. It actually adjusts the colors and locks them on track.
Before you see the Color Track system grabs it, aligns it, defines it, sharpens it, tones it, and locks the color on track.
RCA is making television better and better.
Fred, you're getting married. You gotta look great, so stop shaving. It's better to get stroked in the morning.
The Bic shaver?
The Bic shaver is so responsive, it doesn't shave you, it strokes you.
I'm gonna get stroked like this every morning.
And the Bic shaver's cheaper than blades, yet it's a blade and handle in one.
Fred, marriage agrees with you.
Well, he really got stroked this morning.
The Bic shaver, lots of great shaves from just one Bic shaver. Then it's time for the next. So don't shave, get stroked in the morning.
Bernard King and Kevin Porter each have come up with 12 points for the New Jersey Nets as they have rallied back from 21 points down to where they're down by 11, 45-34. We have 4:35 to play in the first half. Kermit Washington fires cross court. Celtics with a lot of wide open passing. DiGregorio goes to Sid Wicks as New Jersey doubles up nicely on the ball, but Wicks jumps over the defense and hits it.
They needed that one right there. They've been outscored in the last 3 minutes, 10-2.
Wicks now has 6. Cowan still leads the Celtics with 12. He got them all in the first quarter. Havlicek has 11. John Williamson marching that long one in. He now has 4 points. If he starts to score, they could get in it real quick.
Well, I hope he does. I'd like to see an interesting game, and he can put some instant offense in the game.
Here's the whistle underneath as Sidney Wicks goes to the basket.
Sidney fakes one way here, and he goes down through the middle for the layup, and he gets fouled right inside by Van Bredekov.
Wicks at the free throw line with 6 points for Boston. There is Coach Tom Sanders, Sat Sanders. You bumped into him many times, didn't you?
Oh, I'm telling you, strong as an ox and constantly pressure all the time. He's a tremendous athlete.
Physically, he didn't look strong out there, so wiry.
But he was smart, though, very smart.
Great player. A lot of people criticized the Celtics when they drafted him number 1. He wasn't a scorer. They were pitching specialties. He was a defensive player.
And Kevin comes down through here. He makes a nice move on the top, goes down through the baseline. He changes hands right here in air and shoots it left-handed and draws a foul. Beautiful move.
Ernie D got his first personal foul. Kevin Porter looking for his 13th point as Dave Bing heads back into the basketball game for DiGregorio. Porter played at the same college that the fabled Maurice Lucas played at, St. Francis in Loretto, Pennsylvania. Kevin Porter came out of there. Some question about his size. averaging 10 assists a game. Nobody's close to that in the NBA. Number one man assisting.
I wonder how it feels to get 29 assists. It would take me about 7 or 8 games to get that.
That's a month's worth for a lot of guys.
Yes, yes.
Broke the record held by Cousy and Guy Rogers. They shared it at 28 each. Sidney Wicks. Just hoping for the best, and he got it.
Very tough move. He had no place to go. He went baseline. They closed it off. He slid underneath the hoop, threw up a left-hander, and it went in.
Boston by 12. New Jersey with the ball. George Johnson is helping New Jersey getting those offensive rebounds.
They're getting second and third shots now, so that makes a difference. That's how they've closed this gap up some.
They got it to 10. Williamson now with 6.
Without the big guy in there, they really miss him because now the Nets can't afford to crash the boards. They can send 3 and 4 guys, and that's exactly what they're doing.
Not quite enough. But Havlicek intercepts the up-court pass. Sid Ricks getting away. Hornbread Maxwell.
I'll tell you, these young players now, Maxwell, Washington, they're not afraid to hit that floor to get that ball.
Maxwell played on a Carolina-Charlotte team that went to the Final Four, you remember, last year in the NCAA. Now Bing starting to go to the basket, and there's a whistle that stops play with 2:12 to go in the first half. Bernard King called for a second personal foul.
They've looked for an opening there that time, and they didn't fall off on the man like he anticipated, so he kept going, and King had to foul him.
Dave Bing at the free throw line. What a player he's been. Out of Syracuse. Product of high school basketball in Washington, D.C. First team All-Star in 67-68 season, also in 70 and 71. MVP in the All-Star game. 1975. Milwaukee trailing New Orleans 52-44. Pistol Pete is getting ready to come back at New Orleans. And there is the score here in New Jersey as the Celtics owing to a 14-point advantage now.
They have been out-rebounded in this game, the Celtics have, 23-11 in this quarter. Glad that shot didn't go in.
Havlicek goes down low, and Washington headbutts to the basket and takes it through. And the Celtics open up a 56-40 lead.
That's the only shot that I've seen him shoot is that hook shot.
All day long if it keeps going for you.
And he gets the position. I can't understand why they don't cut the man off before he gets there. Stop that penetration.
So right now we're going to have a timeout on the floor. New Jersey calls a timeout with 1:40 left to play in the first half. And the Boston Celtics, who had a 21-point lead, saw it cut to 10, have now got it back up to 16 points. Collins just owned the game in the first quarter, as you pointed out, Gus, with 12 points, but now he's been out most of the second quarter. No injury, just sitting him down.
Well, they can afford to do it right now. They're pretty comfortable, and they know that they can come back, I think, and take full control of the game again.
I think another thing is he's had a little back trouble. He has that recurring, they were rubbing his back before the game. Next Sunday, there is more NBA basketball here on CBS. The Celtics will be at Boston Garden to go against the New York Knicks. New Orleans plays at San Antonio. That's a good club. San Antonio moving on. And also a big matchup in the West. Philadelphia goes out to Phoenix to play the Suns, two of the winningest teams in the league. And Milwaukee goes to Portland, which isn't the best place to go if you're a visiting team.
That's for sure. Well, I'll tell you, it's tough out there to win in Portland, Philly. Plus, they're playing super basketball also.
Leading Chicago today at Chicago. There is Bill Melchione, who is general manager of the New Jersey Nets, former backcourt player with Philadelphia of the NBA, then spent about 7 seasons with the then New York Nets.
He could see. He could give the ball up. Excellent little guard.
You keep saying, I want you know, that's basketball talk, Gus, that he can see. You're talking about guys that can really pick out the open guy.
They can hit the open guy, and they can put it in the hole. They got us.
I hope we can see.
Yeah, right.
Now the Celtics come back out. 1:40 to go in the first half. Tell you, mentioned it a number of times, but Boston looks sharp. This isn't the Portland Trailblazers they're in against, but
And they're doing it without
giving
Dave
up the
Collins.
ball. They're giving, five guys are in the game.
The open man, that's the name of this game.
John Williamson goes schoolyard, but that's what they let him do because he can get it down for you.
And he can get it in from almost anywhere on that floor. Boom.
Kevin Porter and Dave Bing collide.
Excellent job there of Kevin of closing off the middle. He knew he had the man beat, so he just stood there. Dave Bing ran right over him.
Dave Bing with 2 personal fouls. At halftime, you'll see the horse competition. Paul Westphal, a spectacular player in that. Matched up today against Lionel Hollins. Rebound comes down to Sidney Wicks. Here is Dave Bing. Up court to Maxwell. Celtic kind of basketball. Head to that hoop.
Unbelievable, but it went in, and he didn't even get a foul on it.
Halftime, you'll also see a report from Jimmy the Greek and update on the Inverary Golf Tournament. Maxwell and Van Bredikoff start swinging and are quickly separated.
This is something that we try to avoid here. It wasn't even called for. It was just a misunderstanding. I don't think there's any tempers. I don't think anybody will be thrown out of the game. But this is something we definitely want to avoid. They threw them both out. Very quick decision by the official. Very quick.
Let's watch this again now. Both players are out.
No punches.
You can hear Kevin Lockery.
I agree. I think it was a little bit too quick on the call, but they've got to bring some peace or some kind of authority into the game again, so I guess it was a good decision by the official. Maybe quickly.
Double technical, we hear them say. Both players are out. There you see the clock, 53 seconds, 58 seconds left to go in the first half. Nobody ever got a shot off.
Nah, they were just swinging more than anything else. Just to, the game's getting kind of hectic right now for both teams, I guess, and they're just trying to get back into the basketball game, that's all. I don't think Van Bredikoff really wanted to fight. I don't think Maxwell wanted to fight.
Havlicek, you see Havlicek and Lockery talking together. They came into the pros the same year, 1962. Kevin said he had a long career. He played 10 years, and look at Havlicek. 6 years later, he's still here.
And still running.
Well, apparently the officials, it's up to their...
It is
a quick decision, but it's up to the officials to act judiciously, and they might have felt that there was a lot of contact and something was ready to ignite in there.
Well, what you do in a situation like that, Don, is it's close quarters. The fans can very easily become involved in it. You have to give Sidney Wicks and Kermit Washington credit for coming in there and pulling them apart.
Slowly and with authority, we're having order restored. Somebody's got to restore Kevin Lockery, though. Kevin's gonna... Kevin is a very angry man. In that Inverary golf you'll be seeing on CBS following the NBA coverage today, Hale Irwin is the 4th round leader through 4 holes of play on this final day. 9 under par for the tournament. Greer Jones is 8 under. Jack Nicklaus is 5 under. He's played 6 holes. Jack Nicklaus, who's defending champion in Inverary. Good run and challenge. Yep, ejected they are.
That's a shame, too, because they're both very talented young ball players, and I guess, you can get excited. Dave Collins tried to leave the game, but I don't think he could go sit down unless the Celtics called a timeout because it was a flagrant foul, so therefore he has to a basketball game. If they want him out, they'll call timeout to get him out of the game.
Lo and behold, we're going to play basketball.
At last.
It's 58-42. The Celtics have a 16-point lead. The New Jersey Nets have a very unhappy coach.
Dave Bing just walked by and asked me to get my uniform on. No way do I want to get into that. No way.
Coming up next Saturday at 4:30 Eastern Time, we have the CBS Sports Spectacular, one of the premier international gymnastic competitions, the Chinichi Cup. You'll also see drivers like Parnelli Jones competing in the off-road race of champions. And you'll get a look at Leon Spinks, the new world heavyweight boxing champion. That's next Saturday at 4:30 Eastern Time on the CBS Sports Spectacular.
A lot of people think he's not going to be around, but I think he'll be around for a while.
You pick your opponents like Patterson did, you're around forever.
Thank you.
You did a little of that pugilism on the amateur level.
Yes, yes, definitely.
New Orleans opening up a 10-point lead at the half over Milwaukee, 59-49. We have still some 53 seconds left to play in the first half here at the Rutgers Athletic Center. Chicago now has taken the lead over Portland as they move to halftime, 42-39.
Artis Gilmore plays Portland, Bill Walton very well. He does a super job against him.
Gilmore's been playing very well. Chicago has not that well in recent weeks.
Well, they're hurting in the backcourt. I think, their guards are small and they take advantage of that.
Got Mays hurt.
Yeah.
One of our old announcers, Cassie Russell, went from the broadcast booth to starting. He's on the starting five now.
What are you trying to start something out here now, right?
Well, you usually go to coaching.
Right. Okay.
I usually send you right into coaching after a year of this. Washington has the ball. Havlicek takes a look. Outside to Bob Bigelow, another new Celtic. Relatively new. Up court, Bernard King throws the ball to Kevin Porter. Sidney Wicks, the quickest 6'9" ever to come out of UCLA, takes down the defensive board. Winding down the first half. 19 seconds, that's the game clock. Lo and behold, we're going to play basketball.
At last.
It's 58-42. The Celtics have a 16-point lead. The New Jersey Nets have a very unhappy coach.
Dave Bing just walked by and asked me to get my uniform on. No way do I want to get into that. No way.
Coming up next Saturday at 4:30 Eastern Time, we have the CBS Sports Spectacular, one of the premier international gymnastic competitions, the Chinichi Cup. You'll also see drivers like Parnelli Jones competing in the off-road race of champions. And you'll get a look at Leon Spinks, the new world heavyweight boxing champion. That's next Saturday at 4:30 Eastern Time on the CBS Sports Spectacular.
A lot of people think he's not going to be around, but I think he'll be around for a while.
You pick your opponents like Patterson did, you're around forever.
Thank you.
You did a little of that pugilism on the amateur level.
Yes, yes, definitely.
New Orleans opening up a 10-point lead at the half over Milwaukee, 59-49. We have still some 53 seconds left to play in the first half here at the Rutgers Athletic Center. Chicago now has taken the lead over Portland as they move to halftime, 42-39.
Artis Gilmore plays Portland, Bill Walton very well. He does a super job against him.
Gilmore's been playing very well. Chicago has not that well in recent weeks.
Well, they're hurting in the backcourt. I think, their guards are small and they take advantage of that.
Got Mays hurt.
Yeah.
One of our old announcers, Cassie Russell, went from the broadcast booth to starting. He's on the starting five now.
What are you trying to start something out here now, right? What do you
want
me to say?
Usually go to coaching.
Right, okay.
I usually send you right into coaching after a year of this. Washington has the ball. Havlicek takes a look. Outside to Bob Bigelow, another new Celtic. Relatively new. Up court, Bernard King throws the ball to Kevin Porter. Sidney Wicks, the quickest 6'9" ever to come out of UCLA, takes down the defensive board. Winding down the first half. 19 seconds, that's the game clock. Herman Washington works his way. Havlicek takes a look. Game clock. Lo and behold, we're going to play basketball.
At last.
It's 58-42. The Celtics have a 16-point lead. The New Jersey Nets have a very unhappy coach.
Dave Bing just walked by
Always.
and asked me to get my uniform on. No way do I want to get into that. No way.
Coming up next Saturday at 4:30 Eastern Time, we have the CBS Sports Spectacular, one of the premier international gymnastic competitions, the Chunichi Cup. You'll also see drivers like Parnelli Jones competing in the off-road race of champions. And you'll get a look at Leon Spinks, the new world heavyweight boxing champion. That's next Saturday at 4:30 Eastern Time on the CBS Sports Spectacular.
A lot of people think he's not going to be around, but I think he'll be around for a while.
You pick your opponents like Patterson did, you're around forever.
Thank you.
You did a little of that pugilism on the amateur level.
Yes, yes, definitely.
New Orleans opening up a 10-point lead at the half over Milwaukee, 59-49. We have still some 53 seconds left to play in the first half here at the Rutgers Athletic Center. Chicago now has taken the lead over Portland as they move to halftime, 42-39.
Artis Gilmore plays Portland, Bill Walton very well. He does a super job with him.
Gilmore's been playing very well. Chicago has not that well in recent weeks.
Well, they're hurting in the backcourt. I think, their guards are small, and they take advantage of that.
Got Mays hurt.
Yeah.
One of our old announcers, Cassie Russell, went from the broadcast booth to starting. He's on the starting five now.
What are you trying to start something out here now, right?
We usually go from coaching.
Right, okay.
We usually send you right into coaching after a year of this. Washington has the ball. Havlicek takes a look. Outside to Bob Bigelow, another new Celtic. Relatively new. Up court, Bernard King throws the ball to Kevin Porter. Sidney Wicks, the quickest 6'9" ever to come out of UCLA, takes down the defensive board. Winding down the first half. 19 seconds, that's the game clock. Herman Washington works his way. Havlicek takes a look. Game clock down to 3. John Williamson fires it up.
I had here 2 weeks ago. He hit one at the buzzer to beat the Knicks. The same shot.
That was the gamer he had 2 weeks ago. This one comes at the close of the first half. John Williamson arcing in a fall-away shot, and it's 58-44 after the first 2 periods of play.
From blazing heat to paralyzing cold, season after season, the JCPenney battery has more power to start your car more dependably than any other car battery you can buy. And it never needs water. In fact, it's so dependable, it's warranted for as long as you own your car. If it ever fails to hold a charge, return it. We'll replace it, free. Only at JCPenney Auto Centers or catalog desks. It's the last battery your car will ever need.
Here's to good friends. Tonight is kind of special.
Hey, where you been? It wasn't easy getting tickets for this game.
Here, Bob. Eddie, I know exactly what I want. I want the biggest steak you've got and a bottle of Lowenbrow. Steak and Lowenbrow. Dolan, you're a genius.
When you want the taste of a truly great beer, tonight, let it be Lowenbrow.
Here's to the chef. Here's to the bartender.
Hey, look at that. It's a chainsaw with its case. Uh-oh, somebody left it. Probably taking a coffee break. It's a McCulloch Mac 140. Wow. It's got automatic oiling. That's slick. This is the chain brake safety feature. Yeah. It stops the chain in less than 1/10 of a second. That's fast. And look at these teeth. They sharpen themselves with a press of a button. Mine don't.
The McCulloch Mac 140. You can't buy another chainsaw with all these features at any price.
That McCulloch's got just about everything. Yeah, but I bet it can't swim. Good point.
McCulloch. In the yellow pages, under saws.
These 1,700 one-gallon gas cans reach up to the highest suspension bridge in the world, demonstrating just one advantage of the new Chevy Chevette. If the car you drive now has an average EPA combined city highway mileage estimate of 17 miles to a gallon of gas, and you switch to a Chevy Chevette with its higher mileage, you might save up to this much gas, as much as 1,700 gallons over 5 years of normal driving. 1,700 gallons, enough to reach from the bottom of Royal Gorge to the bridge above and then some.
Hi, everyone. I'm Don Cricky, and this year at halftime on CBS coverage of NBA basketball, we have some of the top players in the league matched up in the old schoolyard game of horse, where a player must duplicate his opponent's shots or be assessed a penalty letter. 5 misses means 5 letters. That spells horse, and he's out. Today, Paul Westphal of Phoenix is matched against Lionel Hollins of Portland, and for more on the rules, here's Mendy Rudolph.
The basic rules of horse are as follows. The player in control must describe his shot beforehand. Now, 2 consecutive shots from the same area are not allowed unless someone moves at least 5 feet away. There are trick shots allowed. However, the same trick shot cannot be attempted more than once in the contest. The flip of the coin will determine who goes first. Now, there's going to be disputes out there, and if there are, my word will be the final judge.
Lionel Hollins won the toss, so he'll lead away.
Okay, Lionel. Westphal with the lead now.
I'm going to do a 360 underhand scoop shot off the board to the left hand.
Hold it. Let's hear that again. Say it again.
360-degree turn in the air, left-handed underhand scoop shot off the board.
That's with your opposite hand,
yeah,
right?
So he has to do it from that side to the right hand if I make it, right?
Go.
Spectacular shot by Westphal.
All right. Did you catch that? Did you catch what he did now?
Did he go this way?
Did he come in?
He come in 360 degrees. Before you do that, did you turn this way and shoot? I turned toward my shooting hand. So you would turn this way. Yeah.
You got that. You want to give it a go? Want to do a good hit?
Pressure on Hollins.
And miss. We have an H for Hollins. Paul, call your shot.
Okay, I'm going to bank it. I'm going to hit the board on the left side, cross under and shoot it with my opposite hand on that side.
All right. Did you catch that line?
Yeah, you hit it on this side, cross under, shoot it right-handed.
Hit the back of the board, go on the opposite side, use the board to put it in.
Yeah.
Very good try, Lionel.
Okay, off-handed hook. Left-handed hook, this one right in here.
Opposite hand hook.
Westphal is normally a right-handed shooter, but he's close to being
Hollins.
ambidextrous. He can shoot almost equally well with either hand.
A jumper from about 20 feet.
And that's the money shot of Lionel Hollins. And it's 1 letter up for each man.
Hollins calls the foul.
Fade away.
Straightaway jumper.
Hollins, the trigger man in that outstanding fast break of Portland, again hitting the jump shot, and now he takes the lead.
A letter for Westphal. H-O. Hollins calls the shot.
So rely on that one.
And a miss.
Get him now. Hook shot, left hand.
Right back to the offhand for Westphal.
Opposite hand hook shot. Hollins will try it with the right hand. And miss. A letter for Hollins. We're tied at H-O.
360 left-handed cross under and bank it.
360 left-handed cross under. And
So you turn this way. Yeah, right.
Westfall putting on a show at the Omni International Complex in Atlanta.
No, missed.
Third
Left-hand
letter
hook off the
goes
board.
up for Lionel Hollins.
Ooh.
Now Hollins gets the shooting advantage.
Hollins with a straight jumper makes. Westfall misses, and we're tied at HOR apiece.
Let's see here, says Lionel.
Lionel.
Corner straight in.
This is
Corner
his
straight
shot.
in. And makes. Westfall misses. Lionel Hollins in the lead. Needs one to close the door completely.
Pressure's
On the
now
move,
Westfall.
fading away.
And he missed. Westfall will now have the advantage.
Damn, I gave it to him.
I gave it to him, says Hollins. We'll see. Westfall
hook
with the
across the
shooting
lane.
advantage.
Makes the left-handed hook across the line. Hollins will have to attempt it with his right hand across the line. No.
Oh, too
No,
close.
disallow that. It's from outside.
That's
with
where
the letter up for Hollins.
Now let's watch it on the replay. We see Westfall hit the shot just inside the dotted line. And Mendy's on top of the play as Hollins comes in. And he's very close to the basket. It's really a layup. So a fourth letter goes up, and we're even up with one letter to go.
Go, Paul.
I'm going to bounce it off the board, off my head, then shoot it in, off the board.
This could be the finisher.
And made.
Did you throw it off the board? Bounce it off the board, off the head, and then shoot, bank it.
This could close out Hollins. It does.
Westfall, the winner.
And so, Paul Westfall advances over Lionel Hollins. We thank the Atlanta Hawks for their cooperation. All right, let's meet now. Paul Westfall, the Phoenix Suns. Paul, you were doing so many of those 360s, you thought you were at a hoedown there for...
Hey, well, I missed a few of them. Lionel almost snuck in there and beat me. He was hitting good from the outside, and I took it a little too easy on some of those trick ones.
How much time do you spend working on shots like that?
Not very much. When I was real young, I used to mess around like that a lot. I think it helps you develop some body control.
Very good. Well, Paul, nicely done. It was a tough match with Lionel, but you advance now.
Well, he's tough because he can shoot with either hand, too, and when I get up against a guy like that, it's harder to beat him.
All right, Paul Westfall of the Phoenix Suns. A loser in the first round receives a check for $500. The winner, of course, advances. Join us next week when Rudy Tom Janovich goes against Kevin Greavy. Now for an update on what's transpiring in pro football. It's been a lot in this offseason. Let's find out more on the Greeks Grapevine with Jimmy the Greek Snyder.
It's you. It's time now. Let's check in with the Greek and see what he's got hanging out on the grapevine this afternoon. Ron Wolf left Tampa Bay. You were right about that. What led to his falling out with Coach John McKay?
I think John McKay wanted to make some kind of a trade with the Rams for their quarterback, Hayden, and Ronnie was not in favor of it. But that could have been just one of the little things.
Hey, Jimmy, St. Louis still looking for a coach. Who do you rate as the favorite to get that Cardinal job and replace Don Coryell?
Hannafin.
The assistant coach.
Right, the offensive line coach. You remember him, don't you?
Thanksgiving afternoon. What happened on the sideline?
That's right. He and Dobler had a little argument, and Dobler finishes up in New Orleans. So if he was strong enough to get rid of Dobler, I'm saying he's being moved up.
Jimmy, how did Jack Pardee and Jim Finks leave each other here in Chicago? Friendly party into the ways of the ex-Bear coach?
Bad blood. I mean, very bad blood. And by the way, you heard about the doors being locked at St. Louis? Well, the same thing happened here in Chicago. Plus the fact that Finks might even bring back Sid Gilman as an offensive coordinator. So that means, that's bad blood.
Talk about ousting baseball commissioner Bowie Kuhn. Do they have enough votes, the owners?
Forget about it. There's no way it can happen. It's 100-to-1 shot.
Now, tomorrow, the congressional hearing starts investigating the NCAA. How do you look at that, Greg?
Walter Byers is a slight favorite over our Congress.
I'd make him a prohibitive favorite.
Okay.
Have a nice week, Greg.
The NBA on CBS will return after this word from your local station.
See William Conrad in a familiar role, a detective, as he visits the Clinkers on Shields and Yarnell, Tuesday night on CBS.
There's a big golf tournament going on. You'll see it on CBS later this afternoon. But right now, let's get an update on the Inverrary Classic as we switch to Florida and Vin Scully.
The final round of the Jackie Gleason Inverrary Golf Tournament is well underway, marked by good weather, a hot Florida sun, and blue skies. And the insignia of the tournament is always on the leaderboard, and it is no different today. It is crowded, and there's not much to separate the leader from the pack. Hale Irwin at 9 under par is our leader, chased by Greer Jones at 8 under. Bob Gilder has just bogeyed to go to 7 under, 2 back of Irwin. Then you see a three-way tie at 6 under par. Jerry Pate, Howard Twitty, and Andy Bean. Jack Nicklaus was at 6 under. He has just bogeyed to fall 4 shots back of Hale Irwin at 5 under par. Pat McGowan is 4 under. And then you have a three-way tie at 3 under par with Chichi Rodriguez, Bob Shearer, and Kermit Zarley. The front side here at Inverrary figures to give you trouble, so we could very well have some late inning dramatics here with Hale Irwin trying to hold on with a charge by Jones, Gilder, and the rest of the field. That's it right now in this final round of the Jackie Gleason Inverrary from Lauderhill, Florida. Now back to NBA basketball.
We'll be back with more on the Nets and the Celtics in a moment.
Heads are turning to Vitalis. Heads are turning.
Pardon me. Can I give you a lift?
Heads are turning to Vitalis.
Hey!
Heads are turning.
Don't I know you from somewhere?
Today's women are turning to men with shorter hair. That's why more men are turning to Vitalis for that clean-together, younger look. So use Vitalis and start some heads turning.
Excuse me. Is the seat taken?
Heads are turning.
Sir, what's the hurry? Going to rent a car. Oh, well, you don't have to run. Gotta run. Oh, no, if you had an Avis Wizard number, you could walk. Walk? Call toll-free and let our Wizard system do the running. Just show a major credit card, license, sign, and get the car. I don't have to run through airports? Not with Avis. I can walk through airports.
We try hard Avis. Avis, we don't know another way.
I'm walking through airports.
Homeward bound, coast of New England. The Navy. See a recruiter or call toll-free. It's not just a job, it's an adventure.
Get that rhythm. Get that rhythm. Get ready. Shoot the ball. That's my man.
Okay, Dave, get that rhythm down, Dave. Get that rhythm down. Get ready to shoot that ball.
Elvin Hayes and the NBA are volunteers for Special Olympics.
That's my man.
You can help a special athlete, too. Write Special Olympics, Washington, D.C.
The preceding public service message has been brought to you in cooperation with the National Basketball Association. The NBA on CBS is sponsored by all the new 1978 Chevrolets, now at your Chevy dealers everywhere. The Miller Brewing Company, brewers of Miller High Life. If you've got the time, we've got the beer. And by AC Delco, quality automotive parts for quality motoring. AC Delco.
Back at the Rutgers Athletic Center, the captain of the Celtics, John Havlicek, right now is being honored as he is at every stop around the league. We'd also like to remind you that at the conclusion of today's game and each of our NBA telecasts during the season, we'll be selecting the Chevrolet Most Valuable Player of the Game. In conjunction with this award, Chevrolet will present a check for $1,000 to the General Scholarship Fund of the player's college or university. Any student may be eligible to benefit from these scholarship funds. Today's winner will be announced at the end of the telecast. Gus, you and I will be voting on the MVP, and should we disagree, our producer Dave Fox will cast the deciding vote. John Havlicek being saluted at halftime. I guess everywhere he goes now, Gus, it's John Havlicek Day.
Well, it'll probably become somewhat of a bore to John, too, because you got a job to do. I know that he appreciates what the fans think of him, and the fans in return want to show their appreciation for his 16 years in the National Basketball Association.
All right, what about the second half now? What can the New Jersey Nets do to get back in this down by
Well, I
14?
think the thing that they've got to do right now, Donna, they've got to come outside and they've got to get some penetration. I'm not talking about penetration from Kevin Porter. I'm talking about they've got to get some inside scoring from their big men. Up front, they have been outscored by 8 points, 35 to 18, something like that as far as the scoring is going. They've brought the rebounding back up. It's something like 26-26 at halftime. Plus, also, Dave Collins didn't play in the second quarter, whereas they were out-rebound tremendously, 15-9 in the first quarter, and they brought it back in the second quarter.
Just to shift gears on you, what's your most vivid memory playing so many times you did against Havlicek?
Well, I'll tell you something. The thing that I most remember about John is John wasn't a crier. John came to play every night. He gave you 125% of everything he had. And he was the kind of guy that if he made you look bad, you know, he'd help you up. Or if you fell or something, you know, he would always encourage you. Like John and I are from the same area, basically, in Ohio. And his lovely wife, whom I've met several times, they've, you know, they're in dog business. And like I used to show Great Danes a while back.
Is that
and,
right?
Yeah, John used to talk to me about dogs all the time.
Field goal percentages. Boston is hitting over 50. The Nets down at 34. Celtics hitting well at the free throw line. Rebounding even up pretty much here, Gus, at the end. In fact, the Nets had an advantage of 1. Assists and turnovers, not that great a difference, nor in steals. Really, it's the shooting percentage of the Boston Celtics, and they've been working to get the good shots. You used to show Great Danes, huh?
Yes, yeah.
Man.
About 7 or 8 years ago. I've got one now that Diablo. I took him to tax school and made a killer out of him. He's my own personal watchdog.
You took him to attack school?
Yeah, they say Great Danes are supposed to be.
You're not rough enough that you need attack
Well,
train.
you know, I like that little edge.
Man, you got it all. You know, coming up May 1st at Springfield, Massachusetts, the National Basketball Hall of Fame will have 5 new inductees and some great names from the NBA. Players like Paul Arizin, the first jump shooter, Jim Pollard from the Minneapolis Lakers, Cliff Hagan, who was so great for the St. Louis Hawks, Joe Fultz, who a lot of people rate as one of the best players they ever saw in the league, although he was back in the very early era. And also going in as the 5th is the Dean of Officials for a long time, John Nucatola. That's the National Basketball Hall of Fame, and the 5 new inductees that'll be going in May 1. Dave Collins in to open the third quarter. Havlicek takes a look inside. Kevin Porter with tremendous speed gets to the ball, but Ed Middleton rules he stepped on the inbound line. Said earlier, Kevin Porter, he went to St. Francis Oleta where Maurice Stokes went. Stokes, I guess, was out before you came in.
Yes, he was. But I'll tell you, that last play that Kevin just made there was a super hustle play by him.
It was the good hands play. Now the Celtics come right back down.
Here. What the hell am I supposed to do?
They lead 60-44. Dave Bing has scored 10 points following that last field goal. John Williamson matched up against Dave Bing. Hughes sets a pick inside, and Williamson comes off it, shoots over it. Towns rebound, kicks it out to Kermit Washington. Two-hand chest pass to Bing. He gets the free one.
That's what they're doing. They're moving that ball and hitting the open man. When you go to the boards, you have to have the ball. If you don't have the ball, you can't do anything.
Bernard King can't get it down. Collins picks up right where he left off in the first quarter, dominating the defensive board.
And this is just what they're going to do, too. They're going to let Dave do the work inside, plus he can bring it back to him on the offensive end.
Kevin Porter, who you saw make that great play before, is only the 3rd player in NBA history to lead a team, lead the NBA in assists while playing for a last-place team. Coming right around and knock it down is Dave Bing. And it's a 64-44 game. The other two who led last-place teams and led the league in assists were Oscar Robertson at Cincinnati in 61 and Nate Archibald, Kansas City, Omaha in 73. Everybody else is pumping it way up, so Kermit Washington gives it a shot. We're going to have a foul call.
Those are not the ones they really need right there, those kind of shots right there. Dave Bing's picking up right where he left off. He was 6 for 7 in the game, 3 for 3 in this quarter.
Collins now has 4 personal fouls after being accused of the last one. That isn't easy when you're 6 feet tall.
Boy, he's exciting, I'm telling you. He comes to play. That's one good thing. And like you say, being in a last place position and leading the league in assists, that tells you about how much Kevin Porter wants to play this basketball game.
Well, he's got 16 points today, too, Guts. But still, the Celtics dominate the game as Collins, who scored 12 first-quarter points, now has 14. That's his first field goal since the first quarter.
They should know by now, Don, that they can't give Red that shot outside. That's his shot.
Yeah, they're perplexed. They take their center out with him, and it leaves the lane open, and the Celtics work plays inside. They keep their center inside and let Collins shoot, and he scores.
What can you do with it?
It's just an overmatch at center in this game.
That's just where they're hurting at, is right there in that center position.
Now, as the Boston Celtics has opened up a 20-point lead here in the third quarter, 9:26 to play in it, the New Jersey Nets have signaled for a timeout, and we'll be back in a moment.
A poem about deodorants. Roll, roll the roll-on, all sticky and wet. Or spray your underarm. What a fog you'll get. So give me the stick, Old Spice deodorant stick. It goes right to the spot. All wet or foggy it's not. It guards against odor the whole day long. With Old Spice freshness, you cannot go wrong. So goodbye roll-on, so long spray. Old Spice stick, it's the only way.
Old Spice stick.
If you use a dandruff shampoo, here are 3 new reasons to switch to Selsun Blue. Dry, normal, and oily. Now Selsun Blue comes with extra conditioners for dry hair, with extra cleansers for oily hair, properly balanced for normal hair. All with a fresh, clean, new fragrance. So now Selsun Blue can do what no other shampoo can, give you really effective control of dandruff in the formula designed for your type of hair.
Wherever you may roam, you'll find our name is known. You can trust Delco. Thanks, Delco. Delco Freedom Battery.
I trust Delco batteries, and my reputation rides on Delco shock absorbers, because you never know when you're going to need Delco's smooth control.
When the road is curved and rough, you need the shock that's tough. You can trust Delco. Thanks, Delco. Delco shocks and batteries. Delco shocks and batteries. Thanks, Delco.
I won't serve one day for something I didn't do.
A Death in Canaan. A darker side of justice. Wednesday at 9, 8 Central and Mountain.
Now for a report on the Portland-Chicago game, let's go to Brent Musburger and Keith Erickson at Chicago Stadium.
Welcome, those of you who joined us watching Boston and New Jersey. I'm Brent Musburger with Keith Erickson. The world champion Portland Trail Blazers in the dark uniforms with the ball lead Chicago 58-56. Neal coming in, blocking foul against Mickey Johnson. Keith, why don't you kind of catch everyone up to date, those who've just joined us on the kind of game we're watching in Chicago?
We've got a hectic game going here. Portland only has 8 players. Bill Walton has got 4 fouls. Lloyd Neal has 3. You see Bill Walton there. They're playing against Artis Gilmore, who's having a heck of a game. Mickey Johnson has just been playing tremendous, and he's the reason that the Bulls are within 2 points of Portland at this point. Mickey already has 15 points, shooting the ball extremely well. Been in a shooting slump lately.
T.R. Dunn, number 23, a rookie from Alabama, checks in for Jack Ramsey. Chicago can tie it as they come down the floor. It's 58-56. We haven't had a quiet moment all game long in the stadium. Gilmore down, slowly gets up. Inside to Shepard, tied with 4:20 to go in the third. And a reminder to stay tuned for the MVP award at the conclusion of this game. And also all of our games that CBS is covering in the NBA. Chevrolet Scholarship Fund. Owens now has it taken away on that pass by Shepard. The rookie comes down on Neal. Turnaround, and Lloyd stays with it. Loose ball. Neal has got Hollins. It's 1-on-1. Now it's 3-on-1. They're all back on Van Leer. T.R. Dunn couldn't tap it in. And Van Leer handled the ball. Can you believe it? 3-on-1. Portland couldn't get it down, but Portland's got the ball.
That's a tremendous play by Norm Van Leer. Van Leer's only 6'1". At one point, they had 4 men on him coming down. See if we can pick it up. Here's Lionel Hollins. He takes the ball to the hole first, misses a shot. There's the follow shot by Dunn. He misses it. Tom Owens, 6'11", going after the ball. Van Leer in there with 4 men around him. Knocks it out of bounds.
Neal raised it up. They'll come the other way. Offensive foul, Ramsey Spirits. the fourth foul on Neal, Keith. Walton with 4. Trailblazers in foul trouble with the score tied and 3:35 to go in the third. Johnson waits for Van Leer to cut off him. 2-on-1. Norman back to Mickey Johnson. Up by 2. Johnson. 3:09 to go in the third. It's Chicago 60, Portland 58.
Back at the Rutgers Athletic Center, we have 7:50 to go in the third quarter, and the Celtics are leading 68-49. Now Bernard King takes down a missed shot by Kermit Washington, and the New Jersey Nets trying to get back in the game, running hard. Bernard King works off a moving kick that's not called and gets it down. Ken Hughes was kind of sneaking along in front of him there. Bernard King has now scored 15 points for the Nets. Kevin Porter leads them with 16. King has 14 pounds, 14. Havlicek and Wicks 11 for the Celtics.
They just know what they want. They wait until they get exactly what they want.
Collins calls out low post and breaks up.
He's so quick, so deceptive, it's unreal that you can see a rookie. You don't really call these guys rooks when they come to the league because they're veterans.
I never thought he'd be as good as he is. He is the only rookie in the NBA to lead his team in scoring. Both he and Walter Davis at Phoenix are both averaging over 20 a game.
Yes, he's another super rookie, that Walter Davis.
He's the leading candidate for Rookie of the Year, although King certainly has to get consideration. Washington blocks it. Tim Bassett tries to jam it. And Kermit Washington is called for a personal foul. Take a look again, Gus.
Coming right back through here. Beautiful play right here. John Williamson takes a shot. Bassett gets a good offensive rebound and goes for the jump shot, and it gets blocked away in a foul.
And we have a timeout on the floor with 6:34 to go in the third quarter, and the Celtics by 17.
The new Monza by Chevrolet. For a car so sporty and so well equipped, it's priced surprisingly low.
To get 30 tons of logs off a mountain, you get to know a little about fear and a lot about driving. And you get to know about ice and snow and rain and hairpin turns. And in the end, with your truck, your logs, and you still in one piece, you get to know about Miller Time, too. Miller Time. Time to head for the best tasting beer you can find. Miller High Life, America's quality beer since 1855.
When it's time to relax, one beer stands clear. Miller beer. Miller tastes too good to hurry through. If you've got the time, we've got the beer. Miller beer.
Next Sunday at 1:45 p.m. Eastern, CBS Sports presents NBA regional action with the New York Knicks taking on Boston, New Orleans going against San Antonio, Philadelphia tangling with Phoenix, and Milwaukee at Portland. Consult your local listings for the game and time in your area. That's next Sunday for NBA regional action.
There are two prominent Celtic people. Red Auerbach on the right. Irv Levin, the president of the team, on the left. Actually, Red's the president, Irv's the owner. Have to be pleased with what they're seeing here today. Is it's now a 17-point advantage for Boston. There is Tim Bassett.
Well, you know, Don, that kind of tells you something about the talent on the Celtics team right now. You know, like their net have only gotten 3 rebounds in this whole quarter here already.
This game is sold out. Lead pass goes to Bernard King, and Bernard King can't get it down, and here comes King off the assist from down low. It goes to Kermit Washington. Havlicek was open in the corner. They couldn't get it to him. Big Red booms his way inside and hooks in his 15th and 16th point. It's 72-54 Boston. Kermit Washington, contested, takes down the defensive board. The Celtics are opening it up again now.
Well, he's proving his worth right now, Kermit Washington. Red knew what he was doing when he picked him up. He's got something like...
Sid Wicks got it over the top. Offensive goaltending.
Here he goes. He's on top here. Beautiful move by Havlicek. Goes up, it gets blocked right here. He's over there. He's over that cylinder.
Havlicek got it with a good shot. Inbound to the Celtics. There you see the count, 72-54, down to 5:30 to play in the third quarter. Washington bounces off George Johnson and gets it in on the bank shot. Kermit Washington scored 10.
That's how important those rebounds are to you right now. You can see it. They're blowing them out. Every time they get a rebound, they start the fast break to go on, and they're coming up with the easy bucket at the other end. Is that what you call intimidation?
I think. If there's any measure of what Boston's been doing in the 3 previous meetings, they've been close games between the Nets and the Celtics. Boston winning 2. The Nets are playing the best basketball they've played all season right now, and yet missed the 4th and final matchup between them. Boston's blowing them out here, 74-54.
The refs don't even know who hit the ball.
Well, I figured maybe it was that got Satch up. He was up for only the 2nd time today. John Williamson, he will throw in some amazing things like that.
I'll tell you, if he gets hot, they can close this gap up in this game very quickly because he's a streak shooter. If he starts, boy, look out.
He's throwing things other guys wouldn't think about.
Or would be afraid to throw.
Yeah. Sid Wicks works off a pick from Dave Downs. Rebound comes to Kevin Porter. And that quick little guard, so deft with the ball, starts in towards the basket, and the whistle blows from Drew Evans. Stops play.
Hope the refs don't change the game around now by just starting to call fouls like that, where it just, throws everything out.
Bing also joins that group now. He has 4 fouls also. Kevin Porter at the free throw line. Kevin Staken just checked in with us, Gus. You better go down to the official score. He's coming in.
Wants to get in there.
John Williamson will keep it in the air if the opportunity, and Havlicek gets it from behind. Williamson works again.
John's got radar on that ball. Whenever he shoots it, he likes to follow it. If he's not falling away from it, this time it came right back to him for easy 2.
The Nets are in an outright zone. Playing zone defense. They're not even looking at the guard. They're just cordoning off the back part.
I'm just wondering how long is it going to be before one of the Celtics or before Sanders stands up unless the officials know that they're playing in a zone.
They're playing a basic 2-1-2 zone. Staken comes in, has Ed Jordan, who has the ball for the Nets. Bernard King did well to to get that ball in the air. Now Havlicek feeds off to Sidney Wicks. Puts his head down.
Sidney works pretty hard in there sometimes.
Both teams playing hard, if not well, at the moment. 3:08 to go in the third quarter.
It's a little raggedy, but I think it'll start to come. The Celtics will put it all back together again. Very strong move here by John Williams. He comes down, he knows he has nothing to do but beat this man, so he goes to the hoop with authority that he should go with, and he misses it and he gets a foul.
Dakin was the invisible fouler there. Didn't look like any contact. We'll be back in a moment with the Celtics in the lead by 14.
Is Gillette Foamy thick and rich enough to stop this super sports car? No. Is Foamy thick and rich enough to support this lovely lady? No. Is Foamy thick and rich enough to hold up this husky hiker? No.
But if you want a clean, close shave, it's more than thick and rich enough.
If you're looking for a new home, here's something to look for: Styrofoam brand insulation. Depending on conditions, it can save you up to 24% on your heating costs. It goes up easy and adds little to the cost of a new home. Your builder just installs it in place of ordinary sheathing, from roof line to frost line. Just ask for Styrofoam brand insulation, and you can look forward to energy savings, heating and air conditioning for the life of your new home.
It's a fresh new slice of apple pie from Chevrolet team. A fresh new slice of apple pie called Chevy Malibu.
We saw you coming, America, and here we are with a new mid-size Malibu wagon designed to carry you well into the years ahead. With mileage estimates no other mid-size six-cylinder wagon can top, with all kinds of room inside, plus a smart new look that's not going to go unnoticed.
A fresh new slice of apple pie called Chevy Malibu.
At your Chevrolet wagon stop now.
Next Sunday at 1 p.m. Eastern, Challenge of the Sexes features the beauty and skill of JoJo Starbuck, matched against Canadian Olympic skater Don Fraser. A basketball challenge with former Delta State great Lucy Harris, taking on the Lakers' Don Ford. Plus a billiards competition. That's next Sunday at 1 p.m. Eastern.
Don Criqui with Gus Johnson back in New Jersey, where the New Jersey Nets are down by 14 to the Celtics, as you see here in the third quarter. We have 2:58 to play in it. Williamson at the free throw line has 17 for the Nets, as does Kevin Porter, and also Bernard King has hit for 17. Howens with 16 leads the Celtics. Bing has 14, Havlicek 13, Wicks 11, and Washington 10. John Williamson came out of New Haven, Connecticut, and then went out to New Mexico.
That's a total of 62 points between the three of those guys.
The team.
Oh, wow, right.
Rest of the guys don't have too many.
They've got 51 of the 62.
This game, they got a lot of people here. Boston filled a house. John Havlicek Day. I asked Red Auerbach if he thought Havlicek could reconsider his retirement the way he's been playing. But he didn't think so.
I don't blame John. He's given him 16 good years in the league. You know, he doesn't have to push himself anymore. He could be a good bench him around.
Clement Washington goes out to Collins, down low to Sid Wicks, and a whistle blows. We might have 3 seconds.
Kevin can't believe that.
What are they calling? Somebody
called the foul down inside for pushing.
Stakem can't get it down. Here comes Bassett off with the ball. Looks for a guard and goes to Ed Jordan. He was on that Rutgers team that went to the Final Four about 3 years ago. Up for the ball is Bernard King, tipped around, and Wicks comes down off the defensive board. Down a stake, and the Celtics are going to run on a control basis as New Jersey sets up its zone defense.
It hurts when they've got one man standing out there dribbling that ball because the other players are only standing and watching. They have nobody to go to the offensive board for the follow-up.
1:52 to go in the third quarter. John Williamson's being told that he has to give the offensive players position to a line. Williamson standing behind the screen. Celtics have always had the best inbounds play.
Yeah, well, John kind of put himself into that situation there. He dictated to the defense what the offense what he wanted to happen. He got in back of Havlicek. Everybody pulled out, left Havlicek with the layup. So he gets fouled.
We saw Kevin Lockery a bit ago. His demeanor has gone from anger to one of resignation at this point. Don't kid yourself. Lockery's a very good basketball coach. When he had good players, he won the ABA championship twice.
Yes.
But then Julius Erving left. Larry Keenan left. Mike Gale left. Bill Pulse left.
I don't think really, though, Don, that Kevin had a lot to do with that. I think that was, more or less management because they were in a financial bind.
Oh, it wasn't Kevin that got
Yeah,
right.
definitely. And eventually, I'm sure that they're going to get themselves credibility. They're going to establish themselves again in this league. They're supposed to be moving into a new arena in 1980, so by then, who knows what might happen.
Williamson has 19 points. That's right. They'll be going into a
Meadowlands.
the new Giant Stadium.
Yeah.
10 minutes from Midtown Manhattan. They also have a backlog of number 1 draft choice. I think they have 2 coming up in the next draft.
Which will be to their advantage.
.30 left to go in the third quarter as Wicks takes a look inside. He shoots over the New Jersey defenders who'd all dropped back to blockade the lane.
They needed that because they had been outscored 10-1 in this last 4 minutes.
Bassett rebounding nicely. The big guy from Georgia. Basket is disallowed.
What about the hoop?
Didn't go. The rule, I think, that John
He
Williams
makes the move baseline. He comes up underneath with a good left-handed move. I still don't see what they... Oh, okay, right there on the rim there. You can't touch that cylinder once the ball's in the air or on it. Very good call by the official. I don't think Kevin likes it at all. Here, we'll get another look at it right here. Now here comes Johnson. He touches that ball on the cylinder. You cannot do that.
Been very little that Kevin's like to today, I think.
Yes.
Collins will be at the free throw line when we settle the latest dispute. Goes anything like the last one, it might be some time before Collins.
Yeah.
Kevin Loggery has 1 technical foul on him. Of course, on the second, it is adios. What's the going rate on technicals now? 125?
$150.
150.
Yes.
You figure Kevin is going to get his 30th pretty soon. He has 29 for the season. He'll be out 4,500.
A lot of capital just for foul. Here we're looking at the same angle again with a left-hand shot. I think it would have fell in anyway. Johnson gets it on a second bounce. Right. I don't know if he touched that ball or not. Let's see. Right. Maybe they call for touching the goal. No, he didn't touch it. No, he didn't touch it. Well, no, Dave didn't get it. Well, if he'd have touched it, he'd have did it right there then when the ball bounced back. I don't think he did, though.
Well, you got one guy down here that agrees with you, Gus, and Lockery.
I'm glad.
Very loudly.
Right. The officials are human. They make mistakes, too.
That would be definitely a truism. Although overall, the replay shown to be pretty correct.
Well, when I played, sometimes I used to question whether they were human or not.
I noticed that about you guys. I noticed you'd protest now and again.
Yes.
Also break a backboard once in a while. Here is Cowens at the free throw line.
You know, he leads the league as far as big men are concerned from that position he's at right now at the free throw. He shoots 87.2 from there. That's
right.
saying something for the big man. I think he's 4th in the league.
Overall, yeah.
Yes.
And the best shooting center at free throw line. 78-64, a 14-point game as we're down to a minute to go in the third quarter. 14-point leads can go in a hurry in this league. Consequently, George Johnson hooks it up. Lockery's protesting every basket that doesn't go for his team. It could be an indifference in the final. 3 points for Johnson. Staken takes a look at Havlicek. Clock winds down to 45 in the third quarter.
That Bernard King's very impressive. I like him.
Of course, they go to Bernard King. Back to John Williamson.
He's getting hot, Don. Look out.
He has 23. We have to look at that again.
That's a good way for a player to get hurt. They should move those cameramen back away from the floor. He just went over and might have hurt his knee seriously. Cameramen sitting there not getting out of the way.
Kermit Washington now, he's had a problem with a knee in the past.
Here's the replay. Kermit Washington makes a super move right here. He just grabbed ball and man, shows you the strength of this guy. Okay. Coming down, long pass. He grabs ball, man, carries them all both out of bounds. Jordan's trying to hang on. What happens? Washington loses control, goes out of bounds over the cameraman, and he's hurt his knee perhaps. We don't know how bad. He's a powerful man.
But he does have a bad knee. As you recall, last season he missed almost the entirety of last year at Los Angeles with knee surgery. So this could be a very adverse development for Kermit and the Boston Celtics. If he is seriously hurt, he's being attended to now.
Well, he's on his stomach now, so I don't know what that means.
Oh, he's up. He's sitting up there.
Yes. I hope he's all right. That's just a unfortunate mishap right there. I mean, you know, like not designed or planned to happen. Just the cameramen were there.
Oh, the knee must have rehabilitated very well because he's playing without tape on it.
Yes.
Yeah, that's good. He's all right. Kermit Washington, not seriously hurt, goes out of the game, but he's all right. With 28 seconds to go in the third quarter, the Boston Celtics leading the New Jersey Nets now by 10. Slowly, this has been tightening up this game, Gus. 10-point game now. Washington had 9.
He got 9 points and 9 rebounds while he was in there. He's doing a fine job for him. I think, as we said at the top of the show, that as time goes along, he'll learn the Celtics system better, and he'll fit in. He's starting to fit in now.
He's going to stay right in the game. So Kermit Washington comes back out along with Sidney Wicks, Dave Cowens, John Havlicek, and Kevin Staken for Boston. In the game for New Jersey, Bernard King, George Johnson, John Williamson, Tim Bassett, and Ed Jordan. .25 seconds to go in the third quarter. John Havlicek lets the game clock wind down, as does the shot clock. Wicks goes up. Kermit Washington. For sure he wasn't hurt.
That's his game. Offensive boards. He touches just about everything that comes off.
Disallowed. The official had middled him right on top of the play. He said that the ball was on his hand when the buzzer sounded. So, at the end of 3 quarters of play, the Boston Celtics hold to a 12-point lead, 80-68.
we've got to give you the fastest possible service. And to do that means adding more people behind counters, where and when you need them. More new cars where you need them. Opening more locations where you need them. Next time you need a car, wherever, whenever, come to the one with more cars, more locations, more people to serve you fast. Rent a Ford or other fine car from Hertz.
The superstar in rent-a-car.
You know it.
The NBA on CBS will continue after this word from your local station. Ray's campaign to make beautiful music with his estranged wife hit some discordant notes on Baby I'm Back tomorrow night on CBS.
We remind you to be sure and stay tuned for the MVP award at the conclusion of the game. As we now open the fourth quarter with Gus Johnson, this is Don Crookie at the Rutgers Athletic Center in New Jersey. The Boston Celtics in green, in control by 12 points. What do we have here? We have a treble. And the ball is over to Boston as Havlicek works with Stakem in the back line. Stakem going down low, coming off the baseline, gets an open shot. Johnson rebounds. Celtics pay the passing lanes nicely and cut off the flank. No outlet pass. Bernard King looking to go on Sidney Wicks. A big height advantage for Wicks, but King gets up over it and draws a shooting foul. He'll shoot two. Gus?
Right here, I thought for sure they were going to call an offensive foul on Bernard King because just as he went up to release the ball, he put his arm out, and that's a no-no.
Now Portland has come back and leads Chicago in the fourth quarter 88-83. Portland, the only team in the league, I believe, now with a winning record on the road. San Antonio was up by one, but I think they're at 500 or below for the season on the road. They're playing at Chicago. Ten-point game with a lot of time to go. 11-17 to play. Bernard King has now scored 19. George Johnson with a reject. The Celtics will keep the ball, however, put it in play.
That's why he's number one in the NBA, because that's his specialty right there, blocking shots.
Got a tremendous reach. He's 6'11", but his arm span is just astounding. 82-70. Sidney Wicks now has 15 for Boston. The Celtics look to run. Cowan's ripping that off now. He's looking for the outlet. Here's Wicks again. Stakem moving quickly and very smartly to the ball. Keeps possession for Boston as Dave Bing gets set to come back in for the Celtics. Ed Jordan called for the personal foul, his second. Dave Bing is now back in.
Well, I think they want some leadership now, some directing of traffic out there. The reason why Dave Bing's back in the game now.
Johnson with the outlet pass, and John Williamson pushes it up the court as the Celtics Reverse quickly to play defense. They've been very tough to run against today. New Jersey has not gotten fast breaks with any consistency.
Very good move right here by Bernard King. He comes to the middle, spins back. Kermit tries to close the lane off, but he's just too late.
So Bernard King now is back at the free throw line.
And I hope he makes these because he's missed his last 7 shot attempts. But what you fail to realize is that he's had pressure shots. They haven't been just wide open shots. Makes both of them.
Yes, sir. It's now a 10-point game. King has 21, and the Nets are pressing the ball. John Havlicek is going to fire from long distance.
Three-pointer there.
The other league, or the old league, either old ABA, that's a three-point shot. That's Williamson who put in a lot of three-pointers.
He doesn't care. He just comes out here to play basketball, and that's his thing. He's got 25 points, and I bet he hasn't been in the line over 3 times in this whole game.
That's right. He's getting them from the field. In the third quarter, the Nets hit 36%, the Celtics 47%. King got a shot fading away. Didn't look like it had enough on it, but he had the right spin, and it just tanked right through.
Shades of Mr. Sam Jones.
Now, Stakem, who is out very briefly, is getting set to come back in. Johnson, turnaround shot.
That's what he's got to do, Don. He has got to be more offensive-minded. He knows his thing is defense, but he's got to start to make the other centers commit themselves to him some.
Hey, one thing you have to know.
Dave makes a strong move down the hole here. He beats Johnson, and King's just standing there waiting on him, and he draws the offensive foul.
King has 5. You know, you watch this. Johnson with the outlet pass, and John Williamson pushes it up the court as the Celtics reverse quickly to play defense. They've been very tough to run against today. New Jersey has not gotten fast breaks with any consistency.
Very good move right here by Bernard King. He comes to the middle, spins back. Kermit tries to close the lane off, but he's just too late.
So Bernard King now is back at the free throw line.
And I hope he makes these because he's missed his last 7 shot attempts. But what you fail to realize is that he's had pressure shots. They haven't been just wide open shots. Makes both of them.
Yes, sir. It's now a 10-point game. King has 21, and the Nets are pressing the ball. John Havlicek is going to fire from long distance.
Three-pointer there.
It's the other league, or the old league, either old ABA, has a three-point shot. That's Williamson who put in a lot of three-pointers.
He doesn't care. He just comes out here to play basketball, and that's his thing. He's got 25 points, and I bet he hasn't been in the line over 3 times in this whole game.
That's right. He's getting them from the field. In the third quarter, the Nets hit 36%, the Celtics 47%. King got a shot fading away. Didn't look like it had enough on it, but he had the right spin, and it just banked right through.
Shades of Mr. Sam Jones.
Now, Stakem, who is out very briefly, is getting set to come back in. Johnson, turnaround shot.
That's what he's got to do, Don. He has got to be more offensive-minded. He knows his thing is defense, but he's got to...
Johnson with the outlet pass, and John Williamson pushes it up the court as the Celtics revert quickly to play defense. They've been very tough to run against today. New Jersey has not gotten fast breaks with any consistency.
Very good move right here by Bernard King. He comes to the middle, spins back. Kermit tries to close the lane off, but he's just too late.
So Bernard King now is back at the free throw line.
And I hope he makes these because he's missed his last 7 shot attempts. But what you fail to realize is that he's had pressure shots. They haven't been just wide open shots. Makes both of them.
Yes, sir. It's now a 10-point game. King has 21, and the Nets are pressing the ball. John Havlicek is going to fire from long distance.
Three-pointer there.
It's the other league, or the old league, the old ABA has a three-point shot. That's Williamson who put in a lot of three-pointers.
He doesn't care. He just comes out here to play basketball, and that's his thing. He's got 25 points, and I bet he hasn't been in the line over 3 times in this whole game.
That's right. He's getting them from the field. In the third quarter, the Nets hit 36%, the Celtics 47%. King got a shot fading away. Didn't look like it had enough on it, but he had the right spin, and it just banked right through.
Shades of Mr. Sam Jones.
Now, Staken, who is out very briefly, is getting set to come back in. Johnson, shot.
That's what he's got to do, Don. He has got to be more offensive-minded. He knows his thing is defense, but he's got to start to make the other centers commit themselves to him some.
Hey, one thing you have to notice.
Dave makes a strong move down the hole here. He beats Johnson, and King's just standing there waiting on him, and he draws the offensive foul.
Bing has 5. You know, you watch this team, Gus, Boston, and you see a lot of Paul Silas and Kermit Washington.
Well, I'll tell you what, there is some resemblance because he does go to the board. Very offensively minded.
Now, let's go for it. We welcome our Chicago-Portland viewers here at the Rutgers Athletic Center. This is Don Criqui with Gus Johnson. We have 8:25 to go in the game. The Boston Celtics, who led by as many as 21 points in the second quarter, have seen their lead cut to 10 now by the New Jersey Nets, who've rallied back from behind many times before this season. There is a clean rejection by Tim Bassett of the Nets, and here comes the man who set the NBA assist record last Friday night, Kevin Porter. Kevin Porter said no one there. He took the distance himself. He has 20 points, and the Nets have cut the Celtics lead to 8 points. So it is 86-78 Boston with 8:04 left to play. Kevin Porter in off the bench gets the New Jersey Nets running again, and they've made a ball game out of it.
Up here, the wind can turn an entire ski slope into one big snowdrift. But you're going to take the mountain away from the storm and give it back to the skiers. Now comes Miller time. Time to head for the best-tasting beer you can find. America's quality beer, Miller High Life.
If you got the time, if you got the time, we got the beer. Miller beer.
I always used to dream of castles. Never thought I'd go anywhere. But look at me now. I'm in the Army, seeing things I never thought I'd see. Working away, that's not too much to pay to bring my castles home to me.
One good way to see Europe is to enlist for it.
Each year, thousands of homes are lost to fire. That's why you need Allstate's homeowners insurance. But did you know many other homes are lost to another major disaster? The owner dies before the mortgage is paid. For that, you need mortgage protection insurance from Allstate Life. Your family needs both kinds of protection, and your Allstate agent can put the two together. See him soon.
Next Sunday, CBS Sports presents the finals of the U.S. Indoor Championship. A strong field is headed by Jimmy Connors, Brian Gottfried, and Arthur Ashe. That's the U.S. Indoor Championship, Sunday, March 5th at 4 p.m. Eastern.
The Boston Celtics have the ball. Sidney Wicks in the game. We're in the fourth quarter with 7:57 to go. It is an 8-point advantage for Boston. Their once big lead has been cut down as the Jersey Nets have methodically cut away. They play for Celtics. Williamson gives to Kevin Porter. And he doesn't try to double slam dunk or do an over the head. He just puts the ball in the hole. It's a 6-point game. It's a basketball game as Porter's now scored 22.
They're right back in this basketball game. They keep putting the pressure on and they're not letting it up. And like you said, they're at home. They feel like they can beat anybody in here.
Bernard King blocks out very nicely. Here's John Williamson. The foul was before he went into the act of shooting. Despite the best efforts of John to get a two-shot foul.
John makes a strong effort across the middle right here. Just as he plants his shooting foot, Havlicek cuts off the lane and it knocks him back out of position and he goes up for the shot.
Only there is the third team foul against the Celtics in the fourth quarter. There's none against the Nets, so those free throws could be a big factor. Here's Porter sliding inside to Bernard King. Havlicek gets the ball as Washington goes to the deck. Boy, I tell you, some big people are going down hard here, guys.
He and Wick both were up at that. They wanted that ball.
They can have a 4-point game if the Nets can hit this. Bernard King's going to take it to the basket. He gets it. That's a player.
Boy, he is so tough. One-on-one, going to the hoop. He's hard to beat for a rookie.
86 to 82, and all of a sudden, what was a rather lackluster game from a scoring standpoint with the Celtics in command has turned into a heated house. 9,000, more than the arena is supposed to hold, are packed in. 18 points scored there as Dave Bing is up with 18. It's an 88-82 game, Boston.
And that was a big hoop right there that Dave hit. They needed to get back in it.
Williamson throws up a shot that not even John Williamson can hit.
That's not a smart shot. You come back, you know, you're 4 points down in the basketball game, 6 points, and you need everything you can. Everybody's busting their hind parts trying to keep it in, and the guy takes a bad shot, it takes something away from you.
John Havlicek shoots. And then Cooley, decision, without emotion, John Havlicek quiets the crowd. But for the moment, it's 90 to 82 Boston. The Celtics lead back up to 8. King shoots. He's rejected by Wicks.
He's still an excellent ball player, but he's got to learn that there's certain men you just don't shoot the ball in their face because they can get up as well and they're bigger than him.
That's right. That was the case there.
Yes.
The case a couple times earlier, too. Dave Bing spins around. That's the trigger. 2-on-1. Williamson on the left flank. Oh, man.
Jerky, but he got the job done.
Yeah, that sounds ticket. 24 points for Kevin Porter. He wants more of it. They're going to call him on a foul now. But it's only the first of the fourth quarter for the New Jersey Nets are against him. So Kevin Porter gave a wise foul. Actually, he was going to go for the steal. He waited until the men got over the midcourt line so it would not be a backcourt two-shot foul.
Well, they can afford to do that, Don. They don't have any fouls. That's the first one on them, so they can afford to give a foul here and there.
Kermit Washington shoots. Bassett, who is playing hard off those boards. 6 it out to Porter. John Williamson. They got to play percentages. 27 feet is spectacular, but it's not percentage basketball. They're going to call a jump ball.
Very tough call here. John got kind of bumped from behind, and it threw him away from what he wanted to do, and they tied him up right there. He's angry about it, too.
There's the final score in Washington beats Golden State today, 121 to 110. Havlicek and John Williamson will jump it up. Celtics lead by 6, 90-84. Jump it again. With 4:30 left to play.
Super John just might be high enough to beat him on this jump ball.
It
doesn't look like it.
Nope, we're going to keep on doing it until we get it right.
3 up and you're out, I guess. Got Satch up off the bench.
Yeah, Satch is up walking, a Harvard man. Satch to take it.
John Williamson took the jump.
Kevin Porter barks out the command. Bassett, who hasn't put it up much. Havlicek takes the ball away. Wick. Believe me, the bottom line is you do not want to get John Williamson as your opponent in a fight.
No, I'll tell you, he looks like a guy I'd hate to meet in a dark alley one night. He's built close to the ground and looks like he's solid as a rock, like he could be a defensive halfback or something in the National Football League.
He also has a black belt in karate. .355 left to go in the game, 90-84 Celtics. Williamson lost the handle. It comes inbounds to Havlicek and the Celtics.
Moving a little bit quick there that time. All he had to do was wait because he knows that Kevin's going to look for him and Bernard King on that floor. So I would make it easy on myself and just run to the open spot.
Tim Bassett came out to double up on the ball. They called him for a foul over the top.
I think if Bassett had played with this intensity in the first half, it might have been a different game. He didn't hit the boards like he's hit them now. Looks like he's hungry now.
Celtics winding the game clock down, using that shot clock to do it. 3.5 minutes to go. They lead by 6. Now here's another foul signal. Don't forget, there's golf coming up next. The Jackie Gleason Inverary Classic in Florida. Immediately following this game, John Williamson just got his 5th personal foul, and all of a sudden, from having no team fouls in the space of 3 minutes of playing time, the New Jersey Nets are now over the limit.
I'll tell you something else, Don. There's an unbelievable statistic here. Kevin Porter, Bernard King, John Williamson have taken all but 2 shots in this half of the Nets. Now that's telling you something. That's unbelievable.
91-84, Celtics by 7. Collins blocks the shot, but Porter gets it back. Page to Williamson, who will put it in the air. He was due.
He just kind of waved Havlicek by when he let that one go.
29 for John Williamson. 4-point game, 91-87. Kermit Washington is blocked by George Johnson. A good call, no question about it.
Very good.
Ball was on the way down.
Can we see it?
The ball was on the way down, so it's a goaltending call against Johnson, and the basket goes. And the Celtics lead 93-86. Williamson with the ball, Porter playing away from it. Now the Nets want to call a timeout. 2:54 left to go in the game, and the New Jersey Nets, rallying back in the 4th quarter, have now come back to within 7. We'll be back in a moment.
See what's new today in a Chevrolet.
To the more than 600,000 people who bought the new Chevrolet during its very first year, thank you. You've made it the most popular car in America. For the rest of you, a simple reminder. With its advanced design, the new Chevrolet has more headroom, more rear seat legroom, more trunk room, and more. So drive it. The new Chevrolet. Now that's more like it.
The major differences beats RCA.
Take a look at this.
Sylvania beats Zenith.
And we'd like you to...
Sylvania beats Sony and GE and Sears. That's right. Recently, over 1,000 people saw 6 unidentified 19-inch color pictures side by side. Then they picked the best overall picture, and the clear winner was the Sylvania Superset. So get the picture that beat them all, the Sylvania Superset. Side by side, we beat them all.
This is the historic Bellevue Biltmore Hotel, a magnificent testimony to Victorian architecture. And today, Alcoa aluminum siding is helping to preserve it. Available in a variety of colors and patterns, Alcoa siding protects without sacrificing style or character. Your home is worth protecting too, even if it doesn't have 450 rooms.
We can't wait for tomorrow. Alcoa can't wait.
On the CBS Tuesday night movies, Clint Eastwood is back as Dirty Harry.
What does a girl have to do to go to bed with you?
Try knocking on the door. When the job is dirty, they call on Harry. Magnum Force, Tuesday at 9, 8 Central and Mountain. Due to mature theme, viewer discretion advised.
Now let's go for an update on the Milwaukee-New Orleans games as we switch to Frank Lieber and John McLaughlin at the Superdome.
Well, we welcome those of you who have been watching the Boston-New Jersey game. Here in New Orleans, we have 7 seconds left to play. And the Milwaukee Bucks and the New Orleans Jazz are tied at 106. And the Jazz will have the ball out of bounds in the front court.
Well, 7 seconds is plenty of time to get a good shot, of course. And I expect, again, the Jazz to go to either Goodrich or Truck Robinson.
McElroy will throw it in. Kelly inside Robinson. 3 seconds, 2 seconds. Elgin Baylor is really hot. He thought the foul should have been called under the basket as Robinson went up to stuff it with 5 seconds to go. And there was no foul called.
Maybe we'll get an opportunity to see this, hopefully. That was an absolutely phenomenal effort by Junior Bridgman. If he did or did not foul, I do not know. Well, here it is. Truck wide open. Oh, it looked like he fouled him for sure. The fans think so also.
The boos are raining down from above, along with a few pieces of paper and assorted debris. 106, score tied with 2 seconds left to play.
Well, we have a 93-90 game as Kevin Porter just assisted Bernard King as the Celtics lead is cut to 3. There's foot-stepping, thunder cascading down the sold-out arena as the Nets have rallied back, and Boston is now playing very cautiously, winding the game clock down. Nets gets it all. Williamson will put it in play with 1:22 left to go in the game. The Boston Celtics lead has been cut to 3. If the Nets can hit it here, they'll be in a 1-point game.
Well, I'll tell you one thing. They're going to send everybody to the boards probably from here on out. You know, they have to crash the boards because the Celtics realize that they've got to have that ball and it's got to stop them from scoring.
Kevin Porter being attended to. Apparently he spraying a little hurt no more on there.
I'm glad it's his thigh because he's had a couple of knee operations already, and that's all right.
He's ready, is he ever? He's done some job in this game. Kevin Porter has scored 24 points, assisted on numerous others. Bernard King has 25 points. John Williamson has 31 for the Nets. Howens, Havlicek, and Bing with 18 for the Celtics. Ricks with 15. Washington with 14. John Williamson's trying to do it alone. You can't do it in this league. Celtics get the ball back.
That's one excellent point you just brought out there. No one man's going to beat 5 guys on this basketball floor. All he had to do was move the ball around. They could have penetrated and got something else out of it, but he's got a hot hand. He's something like 7 out of 10 in this quarter, so you know he wants to shoot the ball.
Bassett, home run ball, goes down to Kevin Porter. 93-92 with 37 seconds to go. 93-92, they're up and standing here at this Rutgers Athletic Center as Dave Bing heads into the lane, feeds off to Collins and throws the ball away. The Nets get it back with 26 seconds to go. goodness.
Very costly turnover right there.
Very
Very costly.
They went to OT in New Orleans, Milwaukee and the Jazz. After New Orleans had the big early lead, the Milwaukee Bucks rally back with their young players. And that has been precisely the case here in New Jersey as the New Jersey Nets, who trailed by as many as 21 points in this game in the second quarter, were down at the half by 14, 58-44. And now with 26 seconds to go, they're down by a point, and they have the ball.
I was here 2 weeks ago in the same situation with the Nets losing a game by 2 points, or it was tied up or something like that. John Williamson hits a jumper out of the corner to win the game. This is going to be a climatic inning.
It could be most dramatic. It's going to be that. We know that much. But Williamson, as we were talking about, Gus, has been really, you can't get inside on a team like Boston by yourself.
Right.
When they're kicking that ball around, they're getting shots.
And their opportunities, too. They take advantage of all the mistakes that you make. But I just want to see what Kevin's going to do now. I'm sure they're going to run the clock down for the very last shot. Who's going to take it? Bernard King, Kevin Porter, John Williamson? We don't know yet. So let's stand by and wait and see.
Well, if John Williamson has the ball, I'll tell you who's going to take it.
Well, without a doubt, you know.
There's flashing signs here like those go-go signs. They got a sign up there now, close encounters. The MVP is right up for grabs.
Yes, it is.
I'd like to thank our producer, Dave Fox, our director, Bob Dunphy. And look at these New Jersey Net fans. They're up and shaking and jumping and trailing by a point.
You're going to have to send everybody to the boards in this situation because there may be only one shot for you. And if you don't do it right, it can be very costly. 1 point is just like losing by 35 to me.
Yep, goes in the column that way.
Right.
26 seconds left to go. Tim Bassett will inbound the ball. Washington's playing against him. Kevin Porter's getting ready to sprint in the backcourt. Now he sprints away that way, up close from Dave Bing. Bing is playing with 5 fouls. Porter's put them all on him. Dancing, looking for John Williamson. Collins is on Williamson. They want to give him something big to shoot over. Nets.
Oh, no.
Wrong guy put it up, but Bernard King gets the ball. Havlicek, 6 seconds, 5 seconds. John Havlicek dancing in the backcourt will wind the game down to and wind it out. George Johnson took a shot. That's not who they were left. There was one guy they weren't looking to go to. Who's the MVP, Gus?
Dave Collins, without a doubt.
Yeah, the Celtics winner. Collins was the biggest factor in their game.
Right.
They had some great games, though, from on the other side, from Williamson, Porter, and King. So Dave Collins is the MVP, and Florida State is the beneficiary, $1,000 in scholarship money going to their general scholarship fund. Don't forget that there is the Inter-Array Golf Classic coming up next here on CBS from Lauderhill, Florida. We are going to have a free throw to rule that Havlicek was fouled before the clock ran out. 94-92. So now for Gus Johnson, this is Don Crickey. We remind you to stay tuned for the final round of the Jackie Gleason Inver Classic. The final score here, the Celtics 94, the Nets 92. The NBA on CBS is a presentation of CBS Sports.
CBS.
At 9 under par. Playing with Chichi Rodriguez and Bob Shearer. And this will be Shearer, Ken.
Show you how long this hole is playing, Pat. It measures 436. Pate will be faced with about 180-yard second shot.
Got it, Bobby.
Oh, that looks good, too. Right down the center, coming in high. Don't believe it'll be as far as Pate's. And it's not. It's about a yard short.
And Rodriguez, the other member.
Oh, he hooked it. It's going in the left, maybe left of the bunker, too, Pat. No, he just gets in the front of the bunker and has a very, very difficult second shot.
436-yard par 4.
Jerry Pate did a good one.
Those of you who have just watched the Boston Celtics defeat the New Jersey Nets 94-92, welcome The CBS Sports Jackie Gleason Inverary Classic, and that's the way it stands here. Jerry Pate, who just birdied 13, has the lead at 9 under par, followed by Greer Jones and Andy Bean. And right now you're looking at the par 4 14th. On the green, Danny Edwards will be away. He's playing with Lynn Lott and Lou Graham. Edwards will be putting for birdie. Danny Edwards been playing very well this year. As I mentioned, Edwards with Lynn Lott and Lou Graham, and that'll be a par for Danny Edwards at 14. Keeps him 2 under as he heads for the par 5 15th. Lou Graham will be next. Let's check the action at 18.
John Mahaffey's second shot on this par 4, 407-yard 18th, from about 130 yards away. Fine shot by Mahaffey. He's playing with Tim Simpson and George Burns. Burns is coming out of the bunker way down on the left side, about an 8-iron. And as you can see, he's the width of the green. He's about 60 feet away from the flagstick. So George Burns, who was in that bunker, coming up in 2. Let's go back to 14.
Lou Graham putting for par. Graham began today's play at 2 under, is now 5 under. And if he stays that way after this putt, he's done something. It'll be a bogey for Lou Graham at 14.